is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. I will drown in pink. Yeah, 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 yeah. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. I will drown in pink. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. Nothing is what I think. Yeah, 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 yeah. 'Cause I will drown in pink. Oh, 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 oh. Freedom. Misdirection, you know I'm through with you. Your hoops are my obsessions, always jumping through. I'm so tangled, I'm so worthy. I'm just lost in my reflection. Pay attention, you never will. I will overanalyze and fall victim. But when I'm lowest, time to get to know myself. I'm still tangled, I'm not worried, 'cause I am caught up in this perfection. Pay attention, yeah, you never will. 'Cause you depend, so you always will. If you arrest yourself again, I'll help you clean up the mess. I wonder if you ever did, yeah. I wonder if you ever did like I did. I wonder if you ever did, yeah. I wonder if you ever did like I did. Oh, I just wanna be free. Yeah, free. Yeah, free. Yeah, free. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa! Come on! Monday night! No, 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 no. I wanna be free. I wanna be free. No, me. Free, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Freedom, yeah. Freedom, yeah. Freedom, yeah, yeah, yeah. You like that? Oh, dude, the air's pretty greasy. I'm actually, I'm gonna put a hat on. Dude, it is like, I am unshowered, my friend. But I will say, Can I make something good out of this? Can I make something good out of this? Chances are you will not be missed, 'cause you don't give a shit. Can I make something good out of this? You could be late, you could be true, you could be underneath my shoe. Sometimes you're the only one who's strong, and I'd be devastated if I'm wrong. I am the one you love to hate, but you cannot devastate. It will be interesting, I'm sure, 'cause I want more. Let's go, dude. Oh, how we doing? All right. Dude, let's go. I look handsome. No, I mean, I don't look bad. I'm like seeing myself over here and I don't look bad. I just, a lot of times I just wear hats because my hair is like greasy because I haven't showered in days. And you know what I mean? Like it looks good when it's clean. Maybe get a little blow dry. You get a little powder product in there or something, right? And then it fucking, but dude, I'm pretty skanky right now. I will admit, I personally, guys, I've had a lifetime history of being a non-showerer, if you will, right? Dude, no, I know it is good. Like, I'll be honest. I think the reason why I still have hair left is because of my non-showering sort of, like rock and roll motif. It is. My skin is like super soft. Like if you touch my hands are soft as shit. And it conserves water. And I mean, I've always been like that. I mean, I'm a fucking rock and roller. Dude, I went on tour. The shower is like washing your armpits off. But like my fucking hands are like baby soft. And it's crazy too, because I worked in bars with like bleach buckets and shit. So I was using bleach rags and I don't know what it is, but my hands are ridiculously soft, right? Jenny says, when I went through a phase of extra showering last spring, our water bill doubled, right? Dude, let's go. Dude, yeah, now I'm paying all the bills though, right? Dude, I'm paying all the bills, boss. So now that I'm paying the bills, I don't shower anymore. Do I smell like from under? No, I actually don't smell bad, right? My natural scent is good shit, boss. I've got a really good national fucking natural scent. I am. My musk, I don't have Elon Musk. I have the good fucking Musk. Okay? Jenny will verify. I do. I'm lucky. I mean, if you're going to be, guys, can I just tell you? All right, I'm going to share something with you. Don't hate me for this. But so before I got sober, okay, I went through a period where for, I don't know, about 7 years, I did not wear deodorant. For 7 years, I never wore deodorant. I went to my jobs. I worked as a bartender. I fucking did not wear deodorant. It was literally like maybe 6 years. For 6 years, I went out into the world barely showering with no fucking deodorant. Was I smelly? Yes, I was. I was pheromone smelly, but like, dude, I was never single during that time period. I was never without girlfriend. That was the time period that I met Bryce's mom. It was a time period that I lived with this crazy Italian girl up on Mount Hood. I mean, dude, I don't know what it is. I just have a pretty good natural scent. There were some people though
that like I think were offended by it, but I didn't care. I was like, fuck it. I was like, dude, I just went through a period of like just wanting to be natural and you know, not worrying about that shit. Being a natural dirtbag rocker, right? And it was like when I came off a tour and shit. And no, I was sober. I was sober during all that, right? I was sober. I just decided I wasn't gonna fucking wear any deodorant or do any of that shit for like 6 years. And then I got sober, and then I was like, you know, I think I'm gonna start showering a little bit. I think I'm gonna put some deodorant. Dude, all right? That was my period of non-AA sobriety. I mean, I was still sober, but I was doing the non-AA sobriety. But you hope I ate extra garlic. Well, you know what's funny about the garlic? Let me just tell you. When Bryce was born, okay, while Bryce's mom was pregnant with Bryce, she did a very natural pregnancy, right? No, like she quit eating meat. And then she went back to eating meat later on when her body craved it. And right, she just sort of like followed her body's desires when she felt like quitting eating meat, when she felt like eating meat. And like she did like the prenatal vitamins, and I was her breath coach and shit, but she didn't take any pain meds or anything like that. But there was this thing where you like garlic is supposed to be good for you, like when you're pregnant. So she wanted me to eat a clove of raw garlic with her to like for solidarity while she was going to do this thing. But like the garlic made her sick and I was fine. I ate an entire clove of raw garlic and was like, you know, I choked that shit down. I was good. I was a little bloated afterwards, but I did not fucking puke. Did I eat the placenta? I did not eat the placenta. No, I mean, I saw it. I touched it. But I didn't eat it. I didn't feel the need to eat the placenta, right? Yeah, no, I didn't do that. I mean, I just helped navigate. You know, those of you who have done it, if you navigate like breathing with a woman who doesn't take any pain meds, it is quite a fucking journey, boss. It really was. I did get a compliment though from like the midwife and all the nurses because he was born in a midwife suite. So it was like a hospital bed, but it was in a nice room that was like a midwife suite that had like a hot tub in there and shit. It was pretty cool. He had a good entry to this world. But all the nurses and the midwife were like, wow, you are really good at this breath coach thing. I was actually really good at it because I am undaunted by like pain and by overwhelm. I am fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like I can get in the zone when shit is going down and my focus ability is insane. And I also have the ability to draw your focus right to me. You know what I mean? If I get tired of politics, yes, maybe I'll be a doula next, right? Maybe that'll be my next job. No, I was good at it. I'm good. I'm good under pressure. But they were like, God, you're pretty good at this. You're a natural at this. I was like, yeah, I got this. I'm ready. I got it. All right, dude. So what do we got, guys? We got some news today, okay? Here's what we're going to look at. I think I saw something that we're going to add to the bill. Obviously, speaking of Bill, we're going to take a look at Bill Clinton coming out of the gate. For those of you who don't know, you ready for this? Let me show you something. I got to enjoy something here, guys, with you. All right, we got to share the little victories. But look at this. I think this is worthy. This is from a Midas Touch episode earlier today that featured some of my tweets. My first big scoop, right? And Midas Touch did a story about Bill Clinton calling Trump's bluff over the Epstein files. And they featured this tweet and my tweet about it being in a hotel and the tweet about Sarah Kellen, which I thought was pretty cool. right? I thought that was cool. I didn't know about it. Thank you to the people who let me know about that. But that is right? It's pretty neat. I mean, it was like Kyle Kowinski first mentioned this the other day, and now like Midas Touch, right? That is like pretty exciting. Let's go. Dude, my first little scoop. Dude, I like Midas Touch. We made it on the main show, dude. I know. I feel like Kyle actually started it, right? I feel like Kyle's shout out enabled this shout out, you know what I mean? And great detective work. Let's go. Dude, I would have been a good detective, guys. I swear to you, like if I could probably never be a cop, right? Which is problematic. So, because you got to be a cop to be a detective. But I always had a thing for detective work. I've been following detectives and crime cases my whole life. So if like you didn't have to be a cop to be a detective, I could absolutely do that job. I mean, it's pattern recognition, and it's usually just thinking outside the box, like trying to like estimate when people are lying to you. And then digging deeper and fucking, I mean, there is a lot to detective work that kind of suits my personality. Yeah, puzzle solving and motive solving. You're thinking about like human nature a lot. Dude, maybe I'll be a private dick, right? Dude, I could be a private dick, right? Jenny, you want to chime in on this? Should I be a private dick? Dude, let's go. All right, oh, Lord. There's Jenny. Dude. Dude. Don't look in the box. Do not look in the box. All right. So back to reality. Back, away from my fucking weird fascination. So what we're going to do is we are going to look at Bill Clinton. Dude, Bill Clinton made a move today. Dude, he did. He made a move. He made a ballsy move because we know Trump is trying to pull some shit. So we're going to look at Clinton's response to Trump. Then there was a new Epstein drop today, data set 8. Okay? Let me see here. Now, let me take you through this because I have the thing. So here's what we got with the data sets here. Okay, we are in data set 1, which is where we're going through the house tour. Okay, if you didn't see the house tour, there's a video up right now. But so these are the first data sets were 1 through 7. Today they released data set 8. Okay, we're going to look at a little bit of that. We're probably not going to go into the raw files. We are going to look at some of the shit that is online. There's some juicy stuff that people were covering. Okay, right? That is fucking, we're going to look at that. All right. And which I think is a big deal. We got to have like an initial reaction to these things coming out. Okay. We are also, I do want to look a little bit at the leftovers from the Hitler Fest. I mean, Amfest, sorry. The TPUSA Amfest, where the Ben Shapiro versus Tucker Carlson versus Megyn Kelly versus MAGA. There is a big civil war brewing there. It is basically the anti-Semitism, right? I mean, they have a complicated problem they're dealing with, guys, because there's a pro-Palestinian, not really, I don't want to call it a pro-Palestinian movement because I don't really think anybody in the right wing cares about the Palestinian people. I think they hate them as like they hate everybody, right? I think what they are, though, is the pro-Palestinian movement have sort of radicalized them a little bit against war, okay? And so they don't really want, like, war. They don't want to support a foreign country that is, like, killing people, okay? And the anti-Semitism in the right wing is kicked up. So most of the right wing is really just anti-Semitic, and it's fracturing their coalition in a major way. And I think Tucker and Ben Shapiro are the main split. Okay? and right. And so that is, I want to look at that a little bit. But somebody added something, guys, that I think we need to look at, which is this. Dude, what the fuck is this? Look at this shit, guys. Dude, report makes shocking argument about white men. Dude, Anna and Cenk Uygur, okay? Anna and Cenk Uygur are getting on board with the anti-white racism. Like, bro, nah. Dude, what are we doing? Elon Musk was having a meltdown today, okay? I mean, we know they're white supremacist sympathizers. Dude, hey, just between you and me, how many N-word compilations have we seen from these fuckers? How did they behave when Obama was president? We remember, we know how Cenk Uygur and his little sidekick, Anna Blasparian, feel about, people of color. We know. Okay, we know. Ask Mondale Robinson. Ask Pastor Ben how they feel about people of color. But dude, Elon today was having a fucking meltdown, bro. He was having a full whitey meltdown. Oh my God, dude. Dude, Elon, what is his deal? I mean, he's South African. But dude, the guy's got $1 trillion. And all he can do is spend all day on the internet being like, I'm being oppressed. You can't capitalize the W when you talk about my race. Dude, what a fucking idiot, bro. Dude, he is such a donkey dick. Dude, he is. He is such a donkey dick. It's not even funny, bro. Dude, Jesus Christ, bro. He is such a fucking idiot. Dude, he is. You know what I mean? He is such a dumbass. You have a bunch of friends in Palestine too? That sucks. They're going through it, man. Dude, he is a super genius. Dude, he is not. He is a fucking super gooner is what he is, dude. Let's be honest. All right. We know what Elon really does with his time, right? We do. We know what he's doing. Come on. He ain't fooling anybody. All right. He is a thief, dude. All right. So let's start off, guys. Let's start off with Bill Clinton. Okay. Now, again, dude, it's going to be hard to figure out who did what in this Epstein thing, okay? Because appearances are very different. But I do want to show you something, okay? Because let me just tell you, okay? I want to show you two pictures, okay? I want to show you two pictures, and I don't know if this is a defense of Bill Clinton. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. We know Bill Clinton likes to fuck around. We know he does. Okay, it's established with Monica Lewinsky. It's when everybody kind of lost faith in him, and he sort of gave up his post-political career to focus on the Clinton Foundation. Okay, and yes, in the early 2000s, he was flying around on planes with Jeffrey Epstein, taking money and for the Clinton Foundation and using Epstein's international connections to go and get connected in Africa. But I do want to say that this was around the same time that the Vanity Fair and the New Yorker were writing pieces about Epstein. Epstein was this crazy playboy that was the big hit of the scene. Okay? There weren't, unless I don't think a lot of people even knew his business, except the close inner circle people. Certainly Ghislaine's inner circle, certainly Trump, certainly those people knew, but I don't know how many of the business people knew, okay? I mean, the guy had access to money, but yes, some did, some didn't. We won't know. But I do want to show you something, though, okay? Because I want to show you two images, all right? First, I want to show you, you ready? first I want to show you this image with fucking Prince Andrew. Okay, this is, now look at this image with Prince Andrew. Okay, you see there, we got Prince Andrew, and this is obviously Virginia Giuffre. And look at his hand. Okay, you see his hand right there? It's on her waist, touching skin. Okay, and this is a photo where, like, Epstein's in Ghislaine's apartment, whatever. He's snapping a photo of Prince Andrew. Yeah, take a photo with this girl. Okay, and no, this photo is not fake, Alex. This photo is not fake. This photo, the hard copy of this photo was given to Daily Mail by Virginia Giuffre. This photo has been verified to be a real thing. I know he said it was fake, but he's full of shit. All right, but look at his hand. Okay, you see this hand? Right? So there we go. Okay, he is obviously a participant, as is she. Now, what I want to do is I want to show you the redacted Bill Clinton photo. Oh, sorry. Hold on. The redacted Bill Clinton photo here. All right. Now, this is on the jet. Okay. But now look at this one. Okay. Look at Bill's hand. You see that? You see that? I mean, it's telling. Okay. It is a small detail, but it is a telling detail, okay? Because, again, we don't know with Bill what he did or what he didn't do, but what I do know about this photo is it looks like Bill was sitting on the plane, and Jeffrey's like, hey, you know, Sarah Kellen, who this likely is like, go sit on his lap or go hang out with him. Go sit with Bill or whoever this person is. It could be Virginia. We don't know. But like Bill is like not exactly having it. You know what I'm saying? And now we know Bill fucked around, okay? But we also know that around 2002, when these trips were taken, Bill had been raked over the coals for Monica Lewinsky, okay? And you know what I'm saying? Like, Bill had been raked over the coals with Monica Lewinsky. I don't know how much fucking around he did in the years following that, after his impeachment and all the embarrassment he wrought on the family and the difficulty he brought to Hillary's career. I mean, there was just a lot of chaos with that. Now, we don't know. But I did want to look at that detail, though, guys, because, okay, because she's sitting on the armrest. Is what you see. You see this flight seat? There is, if you look at it, this is the red armrest. So she went and sat on the armrest and put her arm around him to like take this photo. But he's like, you know, agreeing to the photo. Now again, one of the things that I want to say about this, okay, is that when you're saying, well, why is he taking this photo to begin with? It's like, if you're on somebody's private jet, okay, and they're connecting you to governments in Africa that are going to, you know, help your foundation, your post-political career that you're trying to build, and they're like, hey, I want to snap a photo like she's with the president, like she's a huge fan of yours, Bill. Let her snap a photo with you. You're not going to say no. You're not going to be like, well, fuck you. I don't want to take a photo with the president. I mean, this photo with this girl is about as Bill being like, I'm not like giving you the wrong idea as it gets. Now, again, this is just one photo. And again, they had the pictures of them in the pool, but everyone was wearing swimsuits. So we don't know. We don't know, and we may never know. However, I think these kinds of details are important, okay? Because when you look at these details, they definitely speak to a little bit of like participation. So Thomas Paine, this is after the presidency, okay? All of these photos here these are from like 2002 2003. So these are a couple of years after the presidency. And so what happened is what happened with Bill Clinton and Epstein is they knew each other when he was president. Okay, Epstein would come to the White House. I'm sure he, like, knowing Bill, he was whatever, cashing in favors. Maybe they had some involvement with girls before he was president or during then. I don't know. But after the impeachment, Bill's political career was kind of over. And him, after the impeachment and the details and him lying about Monica Lewinsky, nobody really wanted him at the forefront of politics. So he focused on the Clinton Foundation, which was trying to, help Africa, trying to build this, humanitarian network around the world. And that's when he got involved, him and Chris Tucker and Kevin Spacey, they went to Africa. He used Jeffrey Epstein's connections in Africa, which Epstein had to remember Ivory Coast. Like, he had a lot of connections there because of Ehud Barak. And so Clinton used Epstein to help establish his foundation in Africa. And that's why he ended up at, the King Mohammed's wedding and so on. And then they went to Brunei, right, with where they took those photos in the Emperor's suites in that Empire Hotel, the pool photos, the ones that Midas Touch featured for me today. So, I mean, I think that, some of those details, again, we may never know. Okay, Clinton may be dirty, Trump may be dirty, they both maybe not are dirty, but obviously, first round of the Epstein files, Trump released all the Clinton shit and was like, oh, it's all Clinton, it's all Clinton. Meanwhile, he's removing his own photos, right? And redacting shit on the fly after the fact. But so Clinton made out a statement today, okay? Bill Clinton produced a statement that I think, guys, is actually a really good move. Okay, look at this. It says, former President Bill Clinton is demanding full transparency from Trump DOJ on the Epstein files. Clinton spokesman says the DOJ's selective release suggests someone is being protected. We need no such protection. Let's read the statement. Okay, it says, statement by Angel Urania, spokesman for former President Bill Clinton. The Epstein Files Transparency Act imposes a clear legal duty on the U.S. DOJ to produce the full and complete record the public demands and deserves. However, what the DOJ has released so far and the manner in which it did so makes one thing clear: someone or something is being protected. We do not know whom, what, or why, but we do know this: we need no such protection. Accordingly, we call on President Trump to direct Attorney General Bondi to immediately release any remaining materials referring to, mentioning, or containing a photograph of Bill Clinton. This includes, without limitation, any records that may exist and are subject to disclosure under the Act, including grand jury transcripts, interview notes, photographs, findings by the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York as referenced under oath to Congress by President Trump's first-term Attorney General. Refusal to do so will confirm the widespread suspicion the DOJ's actions to date are not about transparency, but about insinuation. That is a huge line right there. Using selective releases to imply wrongdoing about individuals who have already been repeatedly cleared by the very same Department of Justice over many years under presidents and attorney general of both parties. Now, this is huge, guys, because there's a lot of glaring shit, okay? There's a lot of glaring shit. Like, for example, one of the things that I find most glaring is related to their pool photo, okay? And related, right? Hold on, let me get this one. All right, related to this pool photo. Because, guys, first off, there was an implication that this was like in Epstein's mansion or at the island. Aha, look at him with the photo, right? They didn't clarify that this was a hotel on the trip, and they redacted Sarah Kellen, okay? There is no reason There is no reason they should redact Sarah Kellen. She should not be redacted. She is one of the immunity people. Okay, she is not a victim. She was not a teen victim. She met Jeffrey Epstein when she was 22, boss. And she was one of his lieutenants. She was a Ghislaine Maxwell. She should be in prison, or at the very least, if she doesn't want to be in prison, she should be testifying honestly about everybody else that needs to go to prison. Okay? And there's no reason for her to be redacted. Okay? She is on the immunity deal that Alex Acosta brokered. But the fact of the matter is, and yes, she was a recruiter. What they're doing, guys, is they are redacting people to imply guilt. Okay? They redacted Sarah Kellen here. They redacted her in the jacuzzi. They redacted Michael Jackson and Diana Ross's children from a publicly available photo. Okay? They are specifically redacting things to imply guilt. They released 100-page documents completely redacted, which is a huge no-no. Okay? A huge no-no. And frankly, guys, one of the things that took the cake for me was what they did with this piece of redaction, okay, that 𝗦𝗡 sussed out, which was this one, guys. Let me find it. All right. Maybe I didn't retweet it. I thought I did. All right, let me find it on 𝗦𝗡. Dude, I thought I retweeted it, but they did. They definitely fucking. Here, I'm gonna find it. But the thing, we looked at this yesterday, but we have to look at it again because for inclusivity. But it was the redaction they did to that court document that talked about Trump and the nipples, and where they redacted it after they put it into the Epstein files folder. It was like so out of pocket. This one, okay, where we have Trump all over this thing. Down here you have Sergey Brin and 𝗫𝗏. And then what they do is not only did they go back in and redact Trump, so you take him out of the whole nipples thing, and then they redact 𝗫𝗏 and Sergey Brin. But look what they did to this paragraph, guys. They fundamentally changed this paragraph, okay? You had this thing that says a couple months later, after he constantly stalked me around Edinburgh, I moved to New York to get as far away from him as possible and start a new life, which is like Edinburgh, right? Scotland. Trump has a golf club. I think they're talking about Trump here, but look what they changed this to. From the stalking, they said a couple months later, I moved to New York. They completely removed the stalking story. So we don't know if Trump stalked her, if Epstein stalked her, but like none of this shit should be redacted. Okay? None of it should be redacted. That is sus. They're fundamentally changing the fucking story here. And they did that after they published it. So now, guys, hold on. I got a back scratch that I got to handle here. So the thing that's really crazy about this is at this point, there is cause to believe, and if I was a lawyer right now, doing a legal case, I would easily get a jury to convict Trump of tampering with evidence here. Okay? For we have obvious evidence that now we have no idea, right? Edinburgh, not Edinburgh, Edinburgh. All right. Dude, all right, fine. Edinburgh. Dude, all right, fine. Dude, there we go. But you know what I'm saying? Oh, dude, thank you. Dude, I take liberty with words, guys. I apologize. That may not be the last time I mispronounce it. But the thing is there's enough evidence to show these guys tampering that now we can't really trust any of the redactions. Okay? We can't trust any of the redactions, guys. It is pretty obvious that all of these redactions are now sus. Edinburgh, thank you. Thank you. Edinburgh. All right? Prepping me for prime time. Let's go. Dude, I'm going to be a shock to the primetime system. But yeah, this whole thing is a disaster. But so this is a bold move, guys. Clinton comes out and says, release it all. Release it all, daddy. That's what he says, dude. Clinton says, release it all. Hold on. Dude, release it all. I think that is a fucking bold move, boss. Hold on one sec here. There we go. Bold move. Tia was tied to Epstein. Dude, everybody was tied to Epstein. Okay? Dude, everybody was tied to Epstein. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Right? And I mean, there certainly are, you know, there's Shantae Davies giving Bill a massage. But like, bro, you know, getting a massage doesn't mean you like graped. I mean, dude, I am a massage whore. Dude, I'll take a massage from anybody at any given time. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but we'll see. We'll see. I think we need this shit to come out, man. You know what I'm saying? Dude, that's what we need. We need it to come out. So Clinton has made the demand, right? Now we'll see what happens. All right? And now look at this. Look at Trump. Look at Trump's little response. All right, you ready? All right, here we go.
Like, for instance, today we're building the biggest ships in the world, most powerful ships in the world, and they're asking me questions about Jeffrey Epstein. I thought that was finished. I believe they gave over 100,000 pages of documents.
Dude, I thought that was finished, bro. Dude, you don't have to keep posting that shit, okay? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, posting a bunch of emojis and shit is like, if you got something to say, talk about it in chat instead of just posting a copy and paste of 100 emojis. All right? You know what I mean? Like, just say what you need to say, okay? Or don't say it. Like, but like, don't spam a bunch of fucking emojis every 2 minutes. That's not going anywhere. You know, just talk about what you got to talk about. But dude, what is going on with Trump? Right? You know what I mean? Like, he's like, I thought we were done with that. I thought that was finished. Like, bro, what world does he live in? Dude, it's like you campaigned for an entire year about these files. You're going to release them. You had the photo ops at the White House. You got Pam Bondi going on Fox News twice a day. Everybody's talking about it. You hired the biggest Epstein conspiracy theorists to be your FBI leaders. And then the minute they get a look at the shit, you say, oh, this doesn't exist. There's not even a fucking, who's Epstein? I never heard of the guy. I never met an Epstein, right? It's a hoax. Dude, like, bro, Trumpy, let me just spell it out for you there, diaper boy. We're going to be talking about this shit until the day you die, motherfucker. There is, right? You know what I mean? This ain't going away, boss. This is going to be like your STDs, boss. It's going nowhere. This shit's going to flare up until the end of time, homie. Okay? Dude, what is he doing? Dude, he wants to talk about ships. No one cares about ships, bro. Dude, these AI photos are killing me, boss. Oh my God, dude. Look at this shit. That's funny. I'm going to save that one. Dude, these AI photos are crazy, right? I will say, I saw somebody say that Clinton is like a pedophile kamikaze, which is true. I mean, let me just put it to you this way, guys. If Clinton is guilty, okay, if Clinton is guilty and he's going down, you can most certainly know that he's taking Trump with him, okay? Most certainly, okay? And if you were wondering why Trump never released this shit before, was because of his own guilt. Now, my thing is this, is I don't know. I kind of assume that Clinton was probably fucking around with someone in Epstein's orbit. I don't know if it was the underagers or not. But what I do know is this. I do know is that there is no testimony. Okay, listen to me. Listen clearly here. And I'm not saying this exonerates Bill because he may have been better at hiding it. But there is no testimony anywhere in the entire Epstein thing where any victim or any FBI informant or any person on the ground has said Clinton hooked up with one of these girls. There's none of that. There's no Jane Does who have filed against Clinton. None of it. Okay? He was never mentioned in that realm from anyone, right? I think maybe there was like a sideline reference from Virginia Giuffre of like something she had heard, but there was not any allegations, no specific suits toward Bill. Okay? There's some photos with Bill, and there's been a lot of insinuation, but there's been no testimony. Okay? Now, with Trump, there were 9 Jane Does, 9 that filed lawsuits against Trump. 9 of them. 9 different Jane Does filed lawsuits, okay, against Trump regarding him hooking up with underage girls. There have been survivors that have alluded to Trump. The original reporter in 1996, Maria Farmer, talked about Trump with the FBI, okay? So there's been a long history, and Michael Wolff has said he's seen photos of Trump with, naked girls, topless girls, teen girls at Epstein's pool, which, with the Epstein email that said Trump got so excited with the girls in the pool, he walked right into the glass door. And then Wolff says he saw photos of everybody laughing at Trump, all the teen girls laughing at Trump. You think, wow, maybe that's the same day. Maybe Trump walking into the glass door because he was so excited about those topless teens. And the day he got photoed with those teens laughing at him, maybe that was the same event. There's some circumstantial evidence that leads us to believe that maybe Trump's in there. So we don't know. Bill might be in there hidden and he knows he's going down, but I'm fairly certain Trump is in there. And even if there's no smoking gun of Trump hooking up with young girls, I know that there's enough in there that everybody would know that Trump knew about this shit, that Trump knew about it all. Okay, that's the thing. I know that Trump knew about it. Trump probably helped him become a trafficker because Trump was trafficking with his modeling agency. So, I don't know. The truth is going to come out in some way, shape, or form, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't really trust either of them. I don't, I certainly, with Bill, like I said, for me, after the Monica Lewinsky thing, I've lost it with Bill. I mean, I don't even follow Bill on fucking, on social media. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I've never followed Bill on social media. I just lost it. The way he lied about that shit, that wasn't cool. I'm not down on that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. But Trump knew Epstein's inner workings. He knew it. Epstein knew Trump's financial inner workings. Now, somebody brought up Melania, but guys, we got to talk about Melania, okay? Because look at this, guys, okay? I mean, again, birds of a feather. Okay, let's look at Melania real quick. Okay, because this is important. You bringing up her documentary because, okay, so here's the scoop. All right, here's Melania Trump. We're going to let her little documentary that's coming out play in the background, right? Oh, big documentary, January 30th. Oh, the Melania story. You know who directed this thing, guys? Do you know who directed this movie? Melania's big movie? I'll tell you who directed it. Brett Ratner. Okay? And who is Brett Ratner? Brett Ratner is a well-known Hollywood rapist. Okay? This guy has multiple rape accusations from multiple women across spanning like 15 years. He's like a miniature Harvey Weinstein. Okay? He is a dirt ball. Okay? He's got a long history of this shit. A lech. Okay? That's who they got to tell Melania's story. Again, okay? It is like, dude, right? Here he is. Brett Ratner, okay? And it says a controversial filmmaker. Yeah, he's controversial, all right. Dude, he's controversial because he's a fucking rapist, bro. He's another one. There he is, dude. He even looks like Harvey Weinstein, okay? Dude, look at this, okay? Involving Russell Simmons and Ratner in 91, okay? Dude, he dropped his libel suit against one of his accusers, all right? This was during Trump's first term. This all came out around Me Too. Dude, this guy is smarm. Okay, and he was sexually harassing and sexually abusing people who worked for him at Endeavor. I mean, this guy has had a history of this shit. And yes, he does even look like Harvey Weinstein. So again, Melania Trump has her big documentary, this huge thing coming out, right? Oh, I'm telling my story, right? I can't even do her accent. I'm telling my story. I can't speak like Melania. She fucking has been in America for 30 fucking years. You still can't understand her, okay? But who does she get to tell her Melania story? She gets a rapist to tell her story, bro. Like, that's what she does, okay? She gets a rapist to tell her story. Now, I will say, guys, under every post, there it is, boss, the official movie poster. Under every post, every time Melania posts, boss, this goes underneath it, and it will until the end of time. But, yeah, man, isn't that crazy? So, again, why would they do that? Like, why would they choose a sex predator to tell her fucking story? Why is everybody in their fucking realm a sex predator? Okay? Trump is a sex predator. Hegseth is a sex predator. RFK Jr. is a sex predator. Corey Lewandowski was a sex predator. Okay? Brett Kavanaugh, fucking Clarence Thomas. I mean, Matt Gaetz, right? It's like Robert Morris, his spiritual advisor. Like, everybody in Trump's orbit is a sex predator. Russell Brand. I mean, Russell Brand is like a new converting one, right? Because that's what happens. Okay. That's what happens with, when people commit rapes, they switch to the Republican Party. That's right. Steve Bannon. I don't know. Are there any charges with Steve Bannon? I don't know if there are, but he's just smarmy. But yeah, you have Nicki Minaj. She's got a sex predator, a husband and brother, and now she's a MAGA. Woody Allen, sex predator to Mike Johnson with his son's phone vibrating off the hook every time Mike Johnson hits the Grindr profile. Like, my God. Dude, it's like, I would like to be a Republican. They're like, do you have any sexual offenses? No, I don't. Sorry. You got to go to the Democrats. You haven't been charged with grape. You can't be in the party. Jesus. And they're the people who say that they're Christians. They say that they're like, right? They say they're Christians. They're the party of family values. Yeah, the party of family values. If your family is fucking Ted Bundy, you shitheads. Dude, I'm serious. My God, bro. It is like, dude, it is literally what you do, right? Once you get busted for like massive fraud, like Rick Scott, or you commit a grape, all you have left is the Republican Party. Now, what I don't get, guys, is why does the mainstream middle of the Republican Party put up with these guys? You know what I'm saying? Why do they do that? I mean, is it because their party is so unpopular they just need everybody? You know, I don't get it. I don't get it, dude, because I wouldn't be having that in the Democratic Party. Dude, Brett Favre blocked me too. That guy is a fucking clown, dude. He is, dude. Dude, what a chicken shit, bro. Dude, look at this concussed. Dude, he is concussed. Bro, he's soft. All right, I know he was an NFL quarterback, but dude, let me just tell you, he is soft, bro. He is soft. Oh, dude, and fucking Brett Roethlisberger too, right? Brent Roethlisberger, dude, he's another one, dude. Ben, sorry, not Brent, Ben, dude, I don't even know their names, dude. Roethlisberger, Rapist Burger, dude. Come on, man. Brett Favre blocked me. Dude, that would be good fucking merch. Dude, and I could have a picture of me being the quarterback, dude. And he's out there blocking. Oh, shit. What a fucking clown, dude. Concussed. It's a good word, dude. This guy's such a shitter. Dude, what a shitter, dude. All right. Fuck you, Brett Favre. Yeah, man. All right. Moving right along. Dude, Brian Roethlisberger. Fucking shit stompers, boss. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Let me check something out real quick. All right. They're all quick to talk shit, even more quick to block one that calls them out. Yeah. I mean, it's wild though too, because like Brett Favre, I think he has to block a lot of people because of that scandal with him and Tate Reeves from Mississippi. I mean, that shit is just dirty. Dude, the guy is worth like several $100 million. And he gets Mississippi to take money out of their welfare funds to build a gym at his daughter's college when he could literally build it himself. He could have paid for that gym and put his name on it, right? But stealing from the fucking poor to get a gym built at your daughter's college when you have the funds to do it, or you could put her in a college with a brand new gym. Like, what are you fucking doing, man? His daughter needs a new gym. Like, that's so grimy. Like, these wealthy people are so grimy. You know what I'm saying? They're so grimy. Dude, I don't get it. And maybe I'm going to change if I get wealthy, but like Jenny will attest to this, that like when I make a whole bunch of money, I just sort of give it away, dude. I like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll do shit like, Jenny, if you fucking massage my feet right now, I'll PayPal you $1,000. And then I will just fucking send her $1,000. I mean, I'm not good with money. I'm not like, you know, I'm not a hoarder. I just want to use it to fucking make people's lives better, make their lives easier, you know? And so I don't understand people who have like hundreds of millions, okay, that fucking do that shit. It's how they got rich. But no, but Fly Swatter, he got rich by having, you know, the way NFL guys get rich is you have one great season, okay, in the NFL. All it takes is a quarterback. You have one great season. You put together one great season, and then you get a fat contract extension worth like $100 million, and then you get a bunch of endorsements, and in 1 year you make several $100 million for one good season. And a lot of times they go and they suck right after they get that paycheck. I mean, he continued to be good for a while, but the reality is a lot of these athletes, they put together one good season and then they get paid in those top jobs like the quarterback. You have one good season, you're going to make hundreds of millions of dollars. I mean, the game is just like, you know, all of those capitalist exercises are designed to give you a windfall over one big success. And even if you don't, right, even if you don't, you know, make a many years of good success, you still get a windfall. Okay, now you look at somebody like Tom Brady. Okay, when Tom Brady was playing, he took less money. Okay, instead of him taking $40 million a year, he was taking like 12 and 15 so his team could get quality players, right? Because he was like, dude, he already had millions. He's making tens of millions off endorsements. Like their salary is almost becomes negligible when you get that mega, like crazy, you know? And I mean, Tom Brady did have a very wealthy girlfriend and wife. His wife, Giselle, was super wealthy in her own right. She was probably wealthier than Tom Brady because Giselle was like, dude, she was the original like supermodel, like the modern day supermodel, like my God, and smart too. Like Giselle, his wife, she was like not your typical supermodel. She was like beautiful and sensual and brilliant. And apparently kind of a witch or something, a Wiccan. I don't know. Dude, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, no, I mean, Epstein's ghost is making a good point there that it's not even in this country, Epstein's ghost. I think it's a function of capitalism, okay? Because capitalism, okay, capitalism says if you become viral, if you become famous, if you make a lot of money, that equals your genius. You're a hard worker. You're brilliant. You've somehow figured out the system. That's why we get like 𝗙ecie girl, right? Who comes out of a bar drunk, okay? And fucking, you know, talks about spitting on it. And next thing you know, everyone's like, oh, let's watch her podcast. It's like, no, she's a fucking idiot, okay? You know what I'm saying? Just because she went viral for spitting on the thing doesn't mean we need to fucking like elevate her voice. Same with idiots like Aiden Ross, right? Oh, you're famous, but you're a fucking moron, bro. You know what I mean? What's wrong with witches? Dude, there's nothing wrong with witches. Yeah, but so Tourmaline's, I said modern model, okay? I said modern. If you go back and look at the thing, like Cindy Crawford was like first gen. That was back in the 70s and 80s. But Giselle was like the modern, the 90s. You know what I'm saying? She was like one of the modern era models, which was like from the sort of the Epstein and Trump years, really, right? It was the modern woman, but she wasn't the first model, of course not. But dude, Heidi Klum was in there, right? And Giselle. But like the thing though that was really interesting about like the thing I like, dude, with Giselle is her cover of the face. I'm gonna show you an image here, dude. I used to have this poster on my wall, boss. Okay, it's a David LaChapelle. Okay, so do you know who David LaChapelle is? Okay, he's a photographer, not Chappelle, the comedian, but David LaChapelle is a guy who did a Britney Spears. He did this very famous Britney Spears image, okay, of Britney with the hot dog cart. Let me see if I can find a good one. Let's find a big version. All right, it was Britney Spears, and the hot dog cart photo was one of his very famous ones. I want to find a large copy. I guess, dude, nobody really has a large copy, I guess, to protect the prints from getting fucking stolen. But anyway, this photo was like a very huge David LaChapelle. He was a really big photographer in the 90s. I have a fetish for photographers. But he took a picture of Giselle, all right, for the face that, like, if the internet had existed, this photo would have broken the internet. This picture broke it was on the cover of the Face magazine. This picture he took where she was wrapped in plastic literally broke the fashion world when it came out, okay? And I'm going to show you the image right here is this one. This is the magazine cover, okay, right here. There's one. All right, there it is. That was the cover, okay, of the Face magazine with her just covered in tape. Dude, it was insane, okay? It was just absolutely insane when that image came out. Like, the fashion world, it like broke. People went crazy. Yeah, she's wrapped in plastic and just covered in tape, dude. It was wild, dude. And it was a huge deal. What year was that? It was it was 2000. All right. It was 2000, right? So 2000, right at the turn. It was right at the fucking turn of the fucking century, okay? And it was pretty crazy, right? And so what was wild about this is it was just a pivotal time in her career, okay? She was like blowing up and she was like, you know, becoming the supermodel sort of thing, but then she like blew people's minds because it was like so bold and so, I don't know, risque, but it was like ushering in the 2000s. It was like the end of the 90s. Like, I felt like that photograph, when I thought about it, okay, because like I said, I've always had this sort of fashion thing and the fashion and the music world sort of overlap, but it felt like all of the music that was started in the 90s, Cobain and Seattle and Jane's Addiction and the Pumpkins and all this shit, okay, that led us through the 90s to fight for gay rights, this celebration of like sexual liberation and a complete sort of like separation from this parochial fucking America of the past. A big like fuck you to this bullshit like Christian oppressive society. And then Brazil, you know, I mean Giselle, this Brazilian supermodel, like comes out and just blew it open and was like fired the first shot of like, we're taking it off. You know what I mean? And it was like the biggest photographer, this really crazy photographer. Around that time, there was another one of Eminem that I'm not going to show you, but he took a picture of Eminem holding a lit like flare, and he was holding the flare like over his genitalia. Eminem, look up David LaChapelle Eminem right now. And there's a photograph of Eminem holding like this giant road flare over his genitalia, and he's completely naked. And unbelievable, bro. Is just, the guy was just the bravest, boldest kind of like erotic sort of fashion, like star photographer out there. I love that guy's work, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, dude, that shit was pretty banging. Dude, banging. Dude, I had that poster. I was like, oh my God. And believe me, when I say, guys, when she ended up with Tom Brady, who basically ruined my football team, I was pissed. I'm like, of course, Tom Brady with the fucking tuck rule basically ruins the Raiders, blows Al Davis's mind. My team's never good again. And then he marries fucking Giselle. I was like, dude, I'm going to kill this guy. Just kidding. Metaphorically, of course. Now, guess what? Now Tom Brady's part owner of the Raiders. Dude, now I'm a season ticket holder and he owns the team, bro. I'm like, please save the team. Oh, shit. But maybe we get the #1 draft choice next year, dude, right? I think like that guy from Indiana, right? Fernando or Fernandez, whatever his name is, dude. He looks pretty good. Hopefully we're getting a good quarterback, dude, after we lose the tankathon this weekend against the Giants. Dude, just put Pickett in there, bro. Now I'm a shill. Dude, I am, dude. I'm a shill. Dude, I've always liked Tom Brady, boss. I have. Dude, I have. I've always liked Tom Brady. I'm not afraid to admit it, even though he ruined me. Dude, I respect him for ruining me, right? Dude, you want to see this photo? There's Tom Brady with Mark Davis's haircut, dude. This is how I think of Tom Brady right there, dude. Oh, look at that, dude. Tom Brady with Mark Davis's haircut. This one is special, boss. That's Tom Brady. Dude, let's go. Woo. Dude, 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗶 left LA, moved to sustainable. Good, man. Dude, let's go. Dude, I love it. All right, little sidebar there. Oh shit. All right. So dude, we're gonna get to the Epstein files last. Okay? Dude, Mark Davis's hair is crazy. Dude, you know, what a fucking weirdo, bro. These billionaires, they have no taste, guys. Dude, I kind of wish Mark Davis would sell the team though. Because I feel like Mark Davis just doesn't know football, boss. He's not his dad. You know, he lived in his shadow with his dad, dude. He just doesn't know anything about football. I feel like he's chasing his dad's shadow. Like he should just let somebody else make the decisions, you know? Considering her modern, that was a whole ass generation ago. Yeah, but the thing though is the supermodels are different though now, Drea, right? Because the modeling industry is very different. Like the sort of like New York, Paris, Milan, like Vogue sort of supermodel circuit is really tiny because now, I don't know, 80% of modeling is done by Instagram models. And it's done with independent people that are working with you know, independent brands. And so the fashion world is completely different than what it was, you know, 25 years ago. Because you're right that is an older generation. But now, man, like now, of all the models I follow on Instagram, who are a lot because I like that fashion photography and shit, there's only a couple of them that are even fucking, you know, working with major agencies overseas. Like many of them are repped by agencies just working with Instagram photographers. It's like very, very different, you know, very different. You know, it's like, I don't know, the modeling really opened up. I feel like modeling opened up to become like every woman's game now anymore. You don't just have to run the gauntlet of going to Italy and shit, right? It's like very different, you know? You know what I mean? Back then, you had to, like, if you didn't go to Italy, you didn't go to New York, you didn't go to fucking, right? It was Milan, Paris, or New York. You're not going anywhere, you know? And now, like, it's, you know, you have people like fucking, oh, what's her name? Hold on. I gotta grab. I gotta be careful with fucking Instagram, right? Because you never know what you're gonna open up, and it can get a little hairy. But like there are so many. Oh my god, dude, the AI animal videos are fucking me up, bro. I have trouble sometimes telling the AI animal videos from fucking like real animal videos. I'm bothered by that, guys. I don't know about you, but I am bothered by the fact that AI animal videos are, I feel like they're the gateway They are, because you see this cute animal video and it's really hard to tell if it's AI. And so I feel like the AI animal videos are the gateway that are selling us on fucking other videos. You know what I mean? Like other more nefarious shit is going to be pipelined from the AI stuff. Okay? Like that's going to be the gateway, guys. I'm telling you. It's fucking scary, dude. Dude, I know, dude. Well, Trump doesn't want it regulated because the people who want it unregulated are giving him hundreds of millions of dollars and they're buying up social media networks. And so I think he believes it's going to help them maintain power, right? Like, so Trump, he's got a very good financial reason, okay, to not, right? To not want shit regulated, okay? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's definitely in it for his own self in a major way, dude. But hold on, give me 1 sec here to find this, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about with the fucking. Okay, so here's the person I'm talking about. Okay, like the new class of models, guys, are like Jenna 𝗙𝗎𝗍𝗍. Okay, 𝗙𝗎𝗍𝗍, I guess. I don't know how you'd fucking pronounce it, but 𝗙𝗎𝗍𝗍, I guess, is the fucking correct way to put it. But so she, okay, is a model. I'm gonna fucking pull a fucking image here. Okay, she's a model that is like, you know, does things like 𝗙𝗪𝗪 and you know, all kinds of like independent fashion magazines, but she is like one of the bigger, more well-known models that is essentially an Instagram influencer, and she has crafted a high-powered, like incredibly effective, like internationally known modeling career for herself, but never becoming one of the like Paris Milan brats, you know? And there's like a whole host of women like this. There's like thousands of them that are like well-known, have these huge careers and are becoming, you know, have become internationally famous models, but without having to run the gauntlet of the like modeling agency abusers. And part of the reason, guys, why I think that's so fantastic is when we hear about this shit, like we hear about with like Trump models and elite models, you hear about how those models all had to get abused. You know what I mean? They had to go to Milan and Paris, or if they were Eastern European or European, they'd come here and they would get abused, and they would have to run the gauntlet of all these abusive modeling agency owners and the predators and being like entertainment for their friends. And it was like the adult industry. The women had no real equity. They had to do what they were told or they could lose their career. Okay? And now it's more like OnlyFans, where these young up-and-coming models, if they build it on Instagram and become well-known that way, they control their fucking career, you know? And so I think that shit has been really amazing, you know? And I've always liked I've always liked the modeling industry. And there are definitely still supermodels, absolutely. Like one of the ones that I just recently discovered, okay? A little sidebar here, her name is 𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗪, okay? But you're gonna see this person right here, dude. Okay, she is one of those like going overseas models. She's like pretty new. You see her like doing runway work and shit, but she is like super versatile. She has a lot of crazy looks, And she like, you know what I'm saying? You are definitely going to see this person, right? Just remember the name. All right, you're seeing it here first, but she has agencies in fucking all over the place. Greece, Milan, New York. But she's like one of the runway types, okay, doing like major shows, and I bet she's going to be a blow up. I'm telling you right now, she's pretty new at this. She just graduated from college. But so they still exist, but it's like a subset now, you know, as opposed to being the whole pie, right? But I will say this though, guys. Runway modeling is a fucking skill, man. It really is. I know people talk shit about models and, oh, anyone can do it. You just got to be pretty or whatever. And it's like, no, it is a fucking skill. Like walking that shit, walking those runways in that kind of pressure and being able to exude like energy without speaking, without like you're walking by people. You have to like sell this fucking air without having time to even land on them. It's crazy, man. It is. And then they photograph in a way that they can be like 100 different characters. You can make them retro. You can make them space age. You can make them look classical. Like the really good ones are chameleons. They can look 100 different ways and they literally can just walk by you and exude like energy that bowls you over. It is crazy. I mean, I've known some that like they have a quality where it, you know, like I knew this girl Naya in Idaho that now owns a modeling agency in Salt Lake, but like, dude, she just had this thing, bro, where like she would walk into a room and like the entire fucking energy of that room would just fucking change. The minute she walked in, it was like, whoa, dude, that is like magic. And they have to have that thing, dude. It's like, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy, man. It is. Yeah, no, a lot of them are androgynous. I mean, they have bodies that are, you know, are boyish and girlish. They usually don't have the big round hips or anything. They have the flat androgynous bodies. It's pretty crazy, man. I don't know, man. It's one of those things that I guess has always bothered me because people have always made it seem like modeling is just for dumb people that don't have any skills, that were just born pretty. And it's really not. It's like to be good at it, it's like you have to have like a vulnerability. You have to have this powerful vulnerability, and then you have to be willing to expose it in a way. And you have to like, it's actually its own kind of work. You know what I mean? It really is. It's really not easy. Not anyone can do it. You know, it's like, it is a marvel. Like when I see models, right? When I see models, like good ones, I feel like I'm watching athletes. You know, I'm serious. I feel like I'm watching like LeBron James and shit when I watch like really good models, because it's like, wow, it's just mind blowing. You know, they don't get enough credit. They don't. I mean, because we live in a fucking misogynist, patriarchal world. But like, dude, it's crazy. You're here? All right, let's go. Your Ripple's here. Let's go. Dude, I think models are amazing, boss. I revere them. I'm just in awe of how they like feed the camera. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm just in awe. It just like blows me away. Like I don't know. I love that shit. Right? Let's go. Dude, real journalism used to put their lives on the line for the truth. I mean, sometimes. Dude, sometimes. Give it a shot. We'd buy your calendar. No, dude, you don't want to see me modeling. I mean, I do perform like a model here at home, right? For Jenny, right? I do. I will model. I'm pretty graceful, but I'm not a model, right? I'm good in front of a camera though. All right, moving on. We had a little modeling sidebar. Dude, I love modeling. There's a photographer, okay? This guy named Richard Kern. I don't know if you guys know who he is, Kern. I would, you should Google him. If you like modeling and shit, he is like a classic photographer who was sort of like from, this crazy art scene in New York City of the 80s. And he still does a lot of modeling. See, a lot of the art scene and the modeling scenes that I was really into were the 𝗙𝗍𝗍 Sedgwick stuff, the stuff that branched off of Andy Warhol and the Factory, and into the 80s it kind of fused with a lot of like noise makers, like independent filmmakers that were breaking a lot of rules, and a lot of noisy, like, subversive and experimental music in the 80s. And that brought a lot of these like alternative fashion photographers like to the forefront, right? You hate saying they aren't pretty, but they are symmetrical and it's amazing to look at. Yeah, some of those models aren't pretty. They're just like stunning in a way, right? But yeah, dude, Richard Kern, some good shit. I have a whole bunch of Richard Kern's books, right? I can't really show them because they're a little risque, But he's a good photographer. I can't show him on YouTube. All right, YouTube would be like, you're banned. You love me? All right, thank you. You detest how stuck up that entire world is? The modeling industry? Yeah, see, I don't know. I've never found the industry to be stuck up, right? But I think the industry isn't stuck up because I don't think they're stuck up, right? I think the industry, there is a certain posturing that they do to protect themselves, though, because a lot of people like just want to use the industry, right? Like a lot of those, here's one of the things that's crazy, okay? Or maybe not, maybe you guys already understand this, but when you go and look at some of those women that are models that are supposedly like super beautiful or otherworldly, it's really hard for them to be taken seriously, guys. Everybody just looks at them like all they have to offer the world is beauty. And a lot of those women are fucking brilliant, but nobody wants to give them the time of day for being brilliant or for being strategic or being capable. Everyone just thinks they're some shiny trophy object. And so them getting seen, like actually seen, is like really fucking, hard. So a lot of them have a guard up because they know that most people are just trying to use them and they're not actually like taking in like what they really are, and so they deal with a certain type of pressure that like when you sort of understand and realize that like like they want to be more than just how they look. And when you can like, I don't know, when you can take that kind of energy to them, they're actually like not stuck up or fucking crazy, like aggro at all. It's a lot of that's just a protective mechanism. The harassment in the military. Oh my God, I can't even imagine being in the military. You know what I'm saying? I can't even imagine being in the military, and I mean, it doesn't help though, too, if you're like, if you have some sort of art, like, I think a lot of, like every model I've ever known was like an artist. So if you weren't an artist and you didn't have some art to like inspire them with, they probably weren't going to give you the time of day either, right? But I'm kind of stuck up too. So I guess, I don't know. Dude, Jay Olsen. All right. I'll check out Jay Olsen. Let's go. All right. Modeling sidebar. Dude, I'm glad we took that little tangent though, man. I love how we took that little tangent. Dude, I love that industry. Can I just tell you, I almost went into that industry. Like after I quit music, right? I was trying to figure out what to do next because I was over music. I had a kid. There was an art school in town that did fashion design. And I've always been obsessed with footwear. So I went and it took a meeting with the dean of the fashion of the art school. And I went and sat down with her to talk about maybe going back to school for fashion design when I was 40. okay, to make shoes. And we sat and talked for 3 hours in this woman's office. And then she said, you know, I can't really tell you what to do, but I see a lot of students come through here, and I think you're a film student, is what she told me. And I'm like, really? That's interesting. And so I was like, let me think on that. And so I called up some of my friends in LA and people who had known me since high school and asked them, do you guys think I'm a film student? Could you see me making movies? And they were all like a resounding yes. They were like, dude, how many different kinds of like color temperature light bulbs do you have in your apartment? Like you have like 40 lighting moods in every room. Like you are obsessed with light. You're obsessed with like appearance of things and all that. You should totally do it. And so that is when I went to film school at 40. And that's how I started editing and how I became an editor and like set the fucking, you know, the foundation for what I'm doing now. Isn't that crazy? Because some woman in a fucking, you know, in a meeting at an art school told me, I think you're a filmmaker. And I'm like, all right, let's try it. Dude, isn't that funny? It's so funny. I mean, that's how I roll, dude. I just go out there until somebody tells me to be something, and then I go be it and see if they're right. Dude, I did the same shit with streaming. Oh, you sound like a streamer. Okay, I'm going to go stream Fortnite. We'll see what happens. Here we are. All right, let's go. I am a storyteller for sure. Helmut Newton. All right. Hey, guys, if you have photography mentions, put them in Discord. All right. I'd love to check out new photographers. Dude, yeah. Richard Kern is one of my favorites. I have some other fucking... I have other, like, 𝗙𝗎𝗄𝗧 who, like, took pictures of his mom. I have a lot of weird photographers there. Seem like a model? All right. I am, dude. Blue steel. All right. Next up, dude, we just killed, like, 20 minutes on that. Let's go. Dude, that shit. Put them in Discord, guys. Let's go, baby. Discord. Dude, yeah, Larry Flint did not like Trump. Dude, nobody liked Trump. Dude, Trump is a piece of shit, boss. Nobody liked Trump at all, boss. Right? Dude, nobody likes Trump except power-hungry geek Republicans. Dude, Trump has 0 friends. 0. Right? 0 friends. So glad I'm out and on this REDAP. What is REDAP? I don't know what that is, but I like it. Excuse me. Dude, yeah, we did get the Midas Touch feature today, dude, which was pretty cool. Dude, it was a big feature too. It was like a 2 minutes of talk, like reading my tweets and shit. Yeah, no, it was nice. It was that Clinton tweet, man, my first scoop. Oh, the Red app. Oh, got you, YouTube. Yeah, no, dude, that shit is crazy because if we go and look at that, right, like, right, if we go look at Midas Touch, like that video probably has 1 million views, right? Yeah, right there. Dude, 800,000 views, bro. Right? And there we are. There it is, dude. 800,000. And then they go to page 2 and he fucking reads it talking about Sarah Kellen and shit. Dude, and I love them. Right? Dude, I love them. They're so amazing. Like, and the main show too with fucking, dude, it's so good. But like, you know what Kyle did this first. Like Kyle did it on Sunday. Kyle Kalinske like gave me credit. He didn't show my tweets. He just talked about it and gave me credit. And you know, and now we're fucking getting a little mention on Midas Touch. Dude, this feels like a huge victory for me, right? And it's because I wasn't swearing in them, right? That's the thing that mostly is going to hold my tweets back. It's me telling someone to go fuck themselves, right? Dude. They'd let you play their clip talking about you. What do you mean? Right? Oh, no, dude, you can use Midas Touch. They let you play the shit all the time. But they didn't talk about me. They just used my reporting, right? So that's what it was. Like they didn't say anything about political punk or whatever. They just used my reporting as the a basis of their story, which is pretty cool, man. I love it. But we'll get there, boss. We will get there. My thing is I'm not in any rush. I'm just doing my thing, hanging out with you guys and making some videos and learning how to cover the news, learning how to get a scoop and being a commentator and being me. And then we'll let the chips fall where they may. But I've never had anything in my life not lead me somewhere, right? You get on the road and you start walking and you're going to get somewhere. I think a lot of times the key is to just get on the road and start walking, right? You just got to walk. You got to pick a direction. It doesn't have to be you're sure about the direction. You don't know if it's the place you're supposed to go. You just, pick a direction and just go there and see what happens. Let the chips fall. Yes, let the chips fall. Dude, somebody asked for a dance party goal. All right, let's do it. Let's get the goal going. I'm going to do a short one, 30 minutes. We got some stuff to cover. We're going to have to move fast now. But, dude, let's look at Ben Shapiro and Tucker Carlson, all right? Pine Box Dance Party. There it is, guys. You ready? Let's go. 30 minutes. We're in it to win it. Probably have 100,000 subs by summer. Yeah, I hope it's faster than that. Dude, I'd like to have 100,000 subs in by April, but I don't know. I've not been getting a lot of subs lately. Dude, I mean, I had a blow up period. YouTube is like that. That's just the unfortunate thing about YouTube is you'll have a couple months where you just blow up and shit goes crazy and all your videos are doing good and you're like, oh my God, this is so great. And then it just dries up and it goes away and you have just a regular amount of views for several months. Dude, let's go. Diana Boss, let's go. That's what happened. I had a big blow up in February and then it just flatlined until July. And then I had another blow up in July. But March, April, May, and June, those 4 months, I was making a ton of videos that were just, middling performing. So you have to create a whole bunch of content that really goes nowhere in between your blow ups, right? And you just make content for the people that love you. And you gotta, let's go. Thank you, Shin. Let's go. Dude, let's go. Stop stupidity. Rocking in. Let's go, baby. For the Midas. Don't forget about us when you're Oprah rich. All right, Nameless. Dude, I don't know if I'm ever going to be Oprah rich, but we'll see. But who else following the circus better than Tommy? That's a good question, C-Punk. I would tend to say probably no one. I think there's nobody at the circus better than me, right? Dude, let's go. I was never in your algorithm until 2 months ago. Oh, let's go, Thomas. Yeah, that was the second blow up. Yeah, it's and that's when you try new shit in between the blow ups. You explore new things. Get more subs when you change your hours. Oh, yeah, the hour change is going to help for sure. The algorithm hides me. I don't know that it does because I still get a lot of exposure. It just comes and goes, right? You don't always get seen, right? You have to evolve. You have to constantly be evolving, right? And so, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm enjoying it though, right? When you subscribe to new channels, you stop getting the amount of other videos. Yeah, I mean, your algorithm is always changing too, right? That's just it. Everyone's algorithm is always changing. So you may get, you know what I mean? Found me through West Virginia, Blue Dot. Oh, let's go, Jupiter Judy. What a great name, right? Yeah, that's the thing about YouTube. My algorithm is constantly changing and so is yours, right? And what's more, love how you say we made it. Yes, we definitely made it. But thank you, Drea. But it is it's a weird thing too, though, because people on YouTube are very specialized. You grow, right? When I make Candy O videos, not all of my audience likes Candy O videos. But the people who like the 𝗫𝗍 videos I make don't really want to see any other videos but 𝗫𝗍 videos. So you develop this fragmented crowd of supporters, whereas like the live stream followers, you guys just see everything. But the people who watch the videos, some of them are very specific. Like I have some people that only want to see me make TYT videos, or only want to see me make 𝗫𝗍 videos, or only want to see me make Jeffrey Epstein videos. And then so you're juggling, like trying to keep all those factions happy, right? But I want to build the live stream. Like ultimately, I would like the live stream to be the biggest thing. That would be ideal, right? And then let the videos be secondary. Dude, Tabitha is amazing. Love Tabitha. All right, now let's go. We got shit to cover though. All right, I'm done rambling for now. Dude, we already have 6 out of 20, dude. We're killing it. All right, we're going to go in and let's look at this Ben Shapiro, Tucker Carlson shit. Okay? Shall we? Dude, Ben Shapiro, Tucker Carlson, Majority Report said they're mostly white women. That doesn't surprise me, Nameless, because you got to remember, 𝗫𝗍's followers are anti-vaxxer conspiracy people, guys. Okay? They are distrust the government. They are like white Christian suburban conspiracy moms, okay? Is 𝗫𝗍's audience. The MAGA people are like 𝗫𝗍's audience, like MAGA extensions. That's who, right? That's who she speaks to, man. You know, it's like a lot of it. A lot of it is that. I mean, you know, are they too far gone to save? I don't know. Right? Dude, MAGA is some bullshit, bro. Right? Dude, you know, if you really want your country to be healthy, let's fucking, you know, find a guy with a dead bear in his trunk and let him make your medical decisions for you. Right? That seems smart, doesn't it? Jesus. Oh my God, dude. Dude, what are we doing, bro? Right? Dude, MAGA may take themselves out. Oh my God, dude. Fucking craziness. There it is, though. Thank you. Thank you, Midas Touch. We love you, boss. Right? Dude, the brainworm guy, the guy with the dead bear in his trunk. What are we fucking doing, bro? Like, seriously. Honestly. What are we fucking doing? Right? We got dead bears and shit in the trunk, and that guy is running HHS. Like, really? Dude, hell of a year, boss. Engrain, it has indeed, boss. Glad you're here, buddy. Dude, that shit is crazy. All right, what are we looking at? Oh, yeah, we're looking at fucking Ben Shapiro and Tucker Carlson. Guys, this is shaping up to be a major fight, guys. Okay? I love that the right wing is having a, right? I love that the right wing is having the fucking Israel fight. Okay? I love it. I love that they're having that because we have known for the longest time that anti-Semitism was just fervently simmering all over the Republican Party with all the other isms, the racism and, you know, fucking whatever, all the phobias, the xenophobia, Islamophobia, dude, misogyny, you name it. You name all the fucking, you know, like no compassion for people different than you that exists. And it's all festering inside the fucking Republican Party. And it has been for ages. And now, thanks to the people who protested to, you know, hold out for Palestinian people, it's brought that fucking conflict up to where now they have to deal with it. Right? And they're going to have to deal with it in 26, and they're going to have to deal with it in 2028. And fuck them, bro. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. Like, I love watching them fucking eat themselves. Okay? I do. But this is really, I find the Ben Shapiro thing really interesting, guys. And you know why? Because it's like regime change. Okay? Because Ben Shapiro helped build this monster. He did. He helped build this monster. by being aggressive and you know, hypercritical and gathering the, like, circling the wagons around everybody, putting everybody on his daily wire and weaponizing these people, helping them grow. Crazy fuckers like Crowder and Matt Walsh, really terrible fucking human beings. And he monetized that shit, and now they're gonna eat him. Now the leopard has shown up, and they're like, God damn, Ben, we like your face. We're gonna fucking bite that shit off. And it's like, fuck you, Ben. And fuck Tucker and all these guys, right? Let them just eat each other. You know, I'm serious. Dude, I'm serious, man. When that shit comes around and they're fucking taking these garish photos, but let's see, dude, it is going to be a brawl. And during this, we're going to take the house back, okay? And so let's see Ben Shapiro's fucking, all right, we're going to save the Tucker Carlson video. I want to see Ben Shapiro's comments at AmFest. Okay? Oh my God, this guy. These guys are such losers, bro. Dude, such fucking losers. All right, here it is. All right, you ready? Here we go. Let's watch a little of this. And then we're going to watch Tucker respond. We're going to watch all these guys respond. All these guys respond. The only people left are just gone after reckon. Yeah, no, we have and this is no joke, but we have a burgeoning situation, guys, where I don't think it's like a 4-alarm fire yet, or 5-alarm fire, whatever the phrase is, but we do have a blinking light, okay, of like a warning sign that's saying like, Christian zealots are towing the line of mental illness, okay? There's a light blinking that is like warning us that some of these deeply zealoted Christians are becoming mentally ill to the point of like, they're seeing demons on the street. They're thinking you can't be in a different political party or you're working with the devil. Like there is a separation from reality. Like, no, climate change doesn't exist. The pandemic doesn't exist. Only Jesus and what he's funneling through me and how I see the world exists. Everything else is the devil. It is Salem witch trials kind of insanity where it is heated. It's like they're trying to do a revival, and anything that disagrees with them or anything that refutes what they have to say is they say it's the devil, it's a demon, and they feel like they can just smite it and make it go away. And so that the religion blurring into mental illness is, we're getting some warning signs, guys. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing people online where I'm like, whoa, dude, they're like not in reality anymore. You love my commentary and my energy, T-Bone, let's go. We appreciate you. Ow! Dude, it's true. It's scary, guys, because, you know, religious zealotry, okay? Let me just tell you, dude, stop the stupidity. Let's go. I want to use 9/11 as an example, guys, okay? Because the guys that flew planes into the buildings, that was not Islam, guys. Okay, those were not Muslims. Those were religious zealots. Okay? Okay? That's the thing. Okay? The 9/11 planes were not Muslims. They were zealots. When I was 12 years old, there were Christians that were throwing bombs into abortion clinics and blowing the shit out of like 19-year-old girls. They were zealots. Okay? Zealotry affects all religions equally mentally. Okay? Whether you're Christian or Islam, right? Oklahoma City bombing, exactly. It is like religious zealotry creates violence and outrageous actions and oppression. You know, the IDF in Palestine. That's religious zealotry. It's not Jewish. It's not Muslim. It's not Christianity. Any of those Abrahamic religions, you get a zealot involved and that shit can blow up in your face. Okay? And that's the thing that I find troubling because the Christians do it too, man. Okay? Dude, the shit is crazy, man. It's like the zealotry, the separation from reality fucks people up. All right, let's see Benny here.
Coalitions. It's the job of those of us who try to shape public opinion to hold politicians to account and to hold them accountable to our values. We must not let fear of audience deter us from telling the truth. We must not let fear of other hosts deter us from telling the truth. So, for example, if Candace Owens decides to spend every day since the murder of Charlie Kirk.
Oh, dude, they don't like Candace.
So, if Candace Owens decides to spend every day since the murder of Charlie Kirk casting aspersions at TPUSA and the people who work here, who worked with Charlie every single day, his best friends, to cast aspersions at Mikey McCoy and Andrew Colvin and Blake Neff and Tyler Boyer, and yes, at Erica Kirk, and to imply or outright claim complicity in a cover-up over Charlie's murder, to spew absolutely baseless trash implicating everyone from French intelligence to Mossad to members of TPUSA in Charlie's murder or a cover-up in that murder, then we, as people with a microphone, have a moral obligation to call that out by name.
Oh! Dude, he's trying to blow up Candace. Dude, Rob Champagne, hit that like button. This is my guy. Happy holidays, everyone. We're winning Brooklyn. Let's go. Dude, Rob, let's go. Dude, my son just moved to Brooklyn. Love it. Dude, thank you, boss. We fucking appreciate you, brother. And happy Christmas to you, too. Let's fucking go, baby. Let's go. Dude, yeah. So there he is. He's like riling up the Candace. So we got Candace versus TPUSA versus Ben, but that's not his only issue. He's got issues with Candace, but he also hates Tucker Carlson, man. And that's where it gets confusing, right? Because Tucker is like the great destroyer, okay? Ben Shapiro like made Candace, and then he got mad at Candace and kicked her out of the house, essentially. And so he didn't like Candace, and now he's like, oh, bad Candace. But like Tucker likes Candace. Candace likes Tucker. Megyn Kelly likes Tucker, right? Megyn Kelly has issues with Candace, right? You know what I mean? Like they are all separated, and nobody will like pledge allegiance not to Tucker. So Tucker is like kind of the wrecking ball, man. You know what I mean, dude? And oh yeah, Megyn Kelly definitely has issues with Shapiro. Oh, for sure, dude.
Erica Kirk and TPUSA never should have been put in the position to have to defend themselves against such specious and evil attacks, particularly in a time of mourning.
Dude, I love it when they call each other evil, right? You see how the word evil is being reduced, right? Because they used to just be the Democrats are evil, but now they're calling their own people evil. Dude, what a bunch of dinks, bro. It's like you've used the word evil so much that nobody even fucking cares anymore. Evil Schmeevel, Evil Knievel. Dude, fucking evil bull weevil. Shut the fuck up.
And the people who refuse to condemn Candace's truly vicious attacks, and some of them are speaking here, are guilty of cowardice.
Cowardice.
Yes, cowardice.
Dude, I also love how, like, the trans flag, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but while they're spewing all this fucking trans flag, anti-trans shit, they've had just the trans flag colors moving on in the background, like, all the time, dude. You see Riley Gaines sitting there talking shit about trans people, and there's just, like, trans flag colors moving around behind her. I mean, they're just not, these people are just not very fucking aware, man.
The fact that they have said nothing while Candace has been vomiting all sorts of hideous and conspiratorial nonsense into the public square for years is just as cowardly.
All right, dude, he's pretty boring. All right, let's see him talk some shit about Tucker. USS Liberty. Where's the shit about Tucker? All right, so we're going to save that one. Didn't he specifically mention Tucker? Oh, here we go. Dude, did somebody have... I know he mentioned Tucker Carlson. Do we have that clip? Can somebody find me that clip about Tucker Carlson? Because I know there's a clip of him, but here it's Megyn Kelly and fucking Jack Posobiec. Jesus. Dude, what a fucking loser this guy is. Dude, Posobiec blocked me too because he is a wuss. He's a piss boy, right? He is. He collected urine for urinalysis in the Army. And then he gets out of the Army and he calls himself an intelligence officer, dude. He was a piss boy, dude.
You mentioned him, and your name came up on this stage last night in regards to pretty much all of this. Would you like the opportunity to respond?
Well, I found it kind of funny that Ben thinks he has the power to decide who gets excommunicated from the conservative movement, which shows a willful blindness about his position in it. It reminded me a little of when the girl who was the head of our middle school chorus told me she was going to take all my friends away from me. Chorus?
Dude, you know what's so funny? Is like, I know she's just telling a charming anecdote for the audience, but I feel like she just kind of outed the entire conservative movement right there with that seemingly innocuous story about like the chorus. Because isn't that what happens? That's how you end up red-pilled. Like somebody does something to hurt you and you never let it go. You never forget about it, right? Cenk Uygur gets rejected from MSNBC. Ania Kasparian gets like called out by some leftists about the homelessness. It's like one thing happens where you get like wrecked, and then instead of you getting over it like a normal human being and evolving and growing and healing, you nurse a resentment for the rest of your life and become a fucking zealot, a crusader. Right? Riley Gaines got a 5th place. Like, she didn't get the trophy. The trans woman got a trophy. And now she will never get over that ever for the rest of her fucking life. And it's literally somebody hurt her in chorus in middle school. And now she's a raging biatch, right? In politics for the rest of her fucking life. She's going to defend a rapist Jesus because of, like, what happened to her when she was 12. Right? That's literally the fucking Republican way. It's like you get wounded. Yeah, Nancy Mace, another great example. You get wounded by one thing and you just can't let go of it. You chew on resentment for the rest of your life. And next thing you know, you're a conservative pundit.
Head cheerleader maybe, but like... So I resent the whole thing. I object to the whole thing. Ben and I, he had the nerve to call me a friend right before he called me a despicable coward.
Biatch!
For not calling out the people he once called out. So he both wants to parent me and be my child. He wants to tell me what I have to do and who I have to say what to. And then when I don't, he and some of his friends want to act like utter victims because I won't do what they say. They need me. I have to be their daddy and step in to protect them.
Oh.
And I am not their daddy. And I resent that he thinks he's in a position to decide who must say what to whom and when. Thank you. So I don't think we are friends anymore. I've been a very good friend to Ben. Nobody knew who the heck Ben Shapiro was when I started putting him on my shows on the Fox News channel.
Oh, she had to dig him with the size. You see that? That's another thing they do. Nobody even knew who Ben was when I brought him on my show. AKA, Ben, you wouldn't be anything without me. Oh, shit. Dude, they're all so petty. And then after this, guys, we got to get that dance party.
And I helped make him a star. And I've been very, very good to Ben over the years. And he's been good to me, too. He just recently came on my tour, as did you. And I gave him the most kind introduction I could possibly give him because I know that he's losing subscribers a lot. And so I tried to do something nice for him by giving him a long 10-minute intro and personally vouching for him. And we mixed it up on Israel out on stage. It wasn't Israel because we're on the same place on Israel. We mixed it up over whether Tucker Carlson should be excommunicated from the conservative movement, which I do not believe. And thank you. And when it was over, we hugged, said goodbye, and then we had a nice text exchange a couple days later saying our friendship was important to us. And the next thing I saw was him attacking me on stage last night as a coward. So that's not friendship. And I think that's fine with me. Okay. With friends like that.
Oh, dude, look at her. Look at her face, too, dude. She just mean girled him at the end, boss. Dude, let's go, James. Let's go. Let's go, MFers. All right, guys. Dude, she mean girled his ass. Oh, look at her face, dude. Dude, that is Scream Queens material right there, dude. Oh, you gotta love it. Stop stupidity. Let's go, baby. All right, guys, we need 8. We need 8 in 5. We got this. Dude, yeah, they are chewing it up. But again, guys, Tucker Carlson, he's the flashpoint. But dude, he was the flashpoint for Charlie too. Because Charlie started having problems with his donors because the donors don't like Tucker Carlson because Tucker Carlson is like trying to sort of like ransack. Like to be honest, Tucker Carlson is trying to be a different version of Donald Trump. Okay? He saw what Trump did using his wealth and his privilege and his bullying and his faction splitting and his reality TV popular personality to take over the entire Republican Party. And I think Tucker wants to do the same thing. Tucker wants to blow it apart so it's his. So he's the commander in chief. He wants to be the leader of the whole shebang, right? That's what he wants. And he's driven by vengeance, okay? He kind of wants vengeance on the Trump crowd because it was Trump and lying for Trump that lost him that primetime Fox spot. And now he's just on fucking Twitter, you know, making videos and nobody really gives a shit about him anymore outside of his movement. All right, we got 4 minutes. 8 in 4, baby. Dude, yeah. No, I know, dude. Dude, Tucker is very anti-Semitic, anti-Israel. He's anti-everybody but Russia, dude, and like his fake Jesus. Dude, stop stupidity. Let's go. Dude, because I don't believe he's a real Christian. His demon shit, he got attacked by a demon. Like, come on, bro. Who are you kidding? All right, guys, 3 minutes. 7 more. We got this. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. It's off to dance we go. C-Punk, let's go, baby. Oh! Another brainworm? Dude, I'm getting a brainworm just like every time I hear Erica Kirk speak, I get a brainworm, dude. I'm serious. You're a progressive liberal from New Zealand. You love it? Let's go. Thank you, John. Appreciate you. I love Polynesia, boss. And Hypermobile coming in from New Zealand, too. Stop stupidity. Let's go. I hope you guys will be able to see me in my new time slot because I am moving a couple hours earlier. All right. Dude, let's go. Dude, the demon shit was crazy. Dude, I'm not buying it. All right, 245 for Moss. We got this. Yes, Skya, we got it. Let's go. Let's go. Dude, stop stupidity. Coming in hot. Fucking carrying the squad. Oh. Demonic possession? Yeah, no, that shit is bullshit. I'm going to do some late nights. Probably, I don't know on the weekends, but I'm definitely probably going to do a late night on like Friday night, right? And because I'm planning on maybe streaming some gaming on Saturday afternoon. So there's going to be an alternate schedule on Friday and Saturday. And maybe Saturday night too. It can't be too crazy though, because I gotta stay strict on the weekday schedule. But we're just trying to get in front of some more eyes. Oh, there it is. Katie Mullins So happy for the recognition you were getting. Yes, KD, me too. Dude, Lil Brown Bird, Tucker called Trump the great destroyer, and here he is. Yes. Dude, yes. I mean, guys, this is one of those things where I know I've done battle with leftists and shit, and thank you guys. We secured the dance party, dude. 𝗙cie𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗧𝗏, what a great name. We're in purgatory. We are. We're going to be spending a couple years here. But, like, watching what Trump did, like bullying and just commandeering and turning the party against itself so he could become the champion of the party, is like, it's a good cautionary tale. Because now Trump is done. Now Tucker Carlson's going to try that shit. Candace Owens is going to try that shit. Everybody in the Republican Party now is going to try to pummel and take over. That's going to be their new battle, right? And I think, as much as I hate the Democratic hierarchy and shit, I think the Democratic system of not letting anybody do that is beneficial. You know what I'm saying? It is. I think having a system that doesn't let somebody just dismantle your shit is important. Even if it means, that also means you got to like break down the hierarchy from the inside and get in there. You can't just topple it. It comes with its own complications, but the wrecking ball, the whole wrecking ball method is not healthy because they're never going to have any stability, man. And you see it. You see it. I know, Manchin, though, he was like a spoiler, but he didn't wreck the party. He just wrecked our legislation. And the Senate, though, Bernie just did it with the kids' cancer bill, right? Bernie wouldn't vote for it because he said, I'm not going to give you this win. I want comprehensive reform. So Bernie was just doing that Manchin thing. The senators have that power. They do it. They hold shit hostage in order to try and get different legislation passed. Okay. But like, that's kind of like, Bernie's doing a little Manchin thing there. And I know he's doing it for better reasons, but he's still doing it. And the thing that's crazy about this, about like the thing about like the Trump situation is they're never going to have any stability, okay? Dude, Laura Zeidler, let's go, thank you! Dude, they're never going to have any stability, guys, okay? The Republicans will never have stability. And that is something that is super challenging for them because now their entire, like, party politics is conquest, okay? You have to have conquest. And now everybody wants to be the next Trump. And they saw it and it worked. So they're like, wow, if Trump can do this, we can do it too. And so they're not even going to have any policy. They're just simply going to try and like take each other over and jockey for party power, right? The whole time. The whole thing's going to be like a political smugfest. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's going to be really damaging to them long term, I don't think you can get meaningful shit, right? Like even the shit they want to get passed. Oh, I remember what my point was. Okay, so my point was, look at Mike Johnson. Okay, Mike Johnson is a perfect example. Okay, the Republican Party is not a coalition. It's warring factions that are trying to outdo one another. They know that Trump bullied his way to power, so they're all bullying their way to power. So Mike Johnson has like the discharge petition happen. He has things where his own Republican House members vote with the Democrats to fuck Trump's agenda. And Mike Johnson can't stop it because they can't govern. Even when they have the power is just a wreckage, right? Because of what Trump did and because they let him wreak that kind of havoc. So now you have Mike Johnson who will only do what Trump wants. And then Hakeem Jeffries is like, and Thomas Massie are beating fucking Mike Johnson with their own coalition because Mike Johnson doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He has no fucking skills, bro. And he's just busy sucking up, polishing the knob of the bully of the moment, right? And that's how they are fucked, bro. They're fucked. 𝗙�埃👋💻, I don't like 𝗙�埃👋💻. I think he's too religious. I think he's too milquetoast. But if that motherfucker's leading the House, this shit that Mike Johnson is letting happen would never happen under 𝗙�埃👋💻. It would never happen under Nancy Pelosi. Ever. Dude, they knew how to whip everybody, and like nothing made it to that floor if it wasn't going to fucking go through. The Senate is a different story. The Senate's a fucking mess. But I'm talking about the House, okay? Like the fucking, Pelosi, Jeffries, that crew, they know how to manage the fucking House, okay? They know how to manage it. They know how to make sure that those House members can appease their voters and they're still going to get their shit done so they can keep those House seats held while simultaneously like holding a coalition together. Okay. They don't fuck around. And the Republicans, dude, they're wreckage, bro. The Republicans are fucking, dude, it's like watching like a car crash on repeat where every time it hits, a different body flies out the window, dude. It is so painful to watch the Republicans govern. Have you noticed that? Like, it is like, dude, I feel like the government should fund my PTSD therapy. Just watching them try to govern, they are so inept. It is so painful that like, dude, they're all so incompetent. Dude, they're so incompetent. It is so, dude, they just want to hold power, right? That's all they want. They want the power and they want to fatten their bank accounts, but they don't know how to use the power once they have it. It just blows up in their face. Dude, it's so bad. All right. So now let's see what Ben says. Okay. I want fucking Ben fucking Tucker here. Dude, I don't want the U.S. Liberty. What is this?
That actually get at the truth.
Okay, let's see what we got here.
That actually get at the truth. If we agree with the guest, that's fine, but we should own it. So, for example, if you host a Hitler apologist, Nazi-loving, anti-American piece of refuse like Nick Fuentes.
Oh, there it is. Dude, Tucker hosted Nick Fuentes. Oh. See, the people in the crowd, though, are cheering for Nick Fuentes. Did you see that? Like, that's the thing that the Republicans have in TPUSA, is he talks about Tucker hosting Nick Fuentes, but the people in the crowd are not cheering because Ben Shapiro's calling out Tucker. They're cheering for fucking Nick Fuentes. Okay? That's the root of this problem. Is they're cheering for the Hitler lover.
Nazi-loving, anti-American piece of refuse like Nick Fuentes.
They're like, Fuentes!
The Nick Fuentes who said that the Vice President of the United States is a, quote, fat gay race traitor married to a Jeet. The person who said that Charlie Kirk was a, quote... Dude,
everybody was talking about Fuentes. Like, he probably was so happy with himself that, you know what I'm saying? He's watching this and like, holy shit, I am the star. Dude, he wants to fucking knee them in the nuts so badly.
Retarded idiot. The person who said, and pardon my language here, it's his quote, that he, quote, took Turning Point USA and fucked it, and that's why it's filled with groypers. If you have that person on your show and you proceed to glaze him, you ought to own it.
Dude, did he really say that? He said he fucked TPUSA and now it's filled with groypers. Dude, like, they are so funny, bro. Oh my God, dude. What a bunch of fucking losers. Yeah, that cheer, dude, I feel like they had to raise the audience sign on that one. The people don't even know what they're cheering for.
There is a reason that Charlie Kirk despised Nick Fuentes, and indeed even chided Dinesh D'Souza for debating him. He knew that Nick Fuentes is an evil troll and that building him up is an act of moral imbecility.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is Charlie Kirk and Nick Fuentes were like 2 centimeters apart. Okay? That's really it. Like, they were the same fucking thing. It's just Charlie was plugged into the money and Nick Fuentes was like more open about the shit, acting like they were very different. They weren't, man. They both used scripture and power mongering and flipping the truth on its ass and manipulating and subterfuge, the whole thing, like a lot of lies and you know, trying to shatter things from the inside.
And that is precisely what Tucker Carlson did. He built Nick Fuentes up. And he ought to take responsibility for that, just as he ought to take responsibility for glazing pornographer and alleged sex trafficker Andrew Tate, or for mainstreaming fake historian and pseudo-Nazi apologist Daryl Cooper as America's best and most honest popular historian. Hosts are indeed responsible for the guests they choose and the questions they ask those guests.
Oh! Dude, so he's attacking Tucker, but dude, this guy runs deep. Okay, because we have Benny Johnson out there. You know, they talked about Tate, but we have Benny Johnson who was getting into the Tate shit too.
Hey.
Hello, Alina.
Hi.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. I'm a big fan.
Right? Remember when Benny Johnson was platforming Andrew Tate and Alina Habba is out here like, oh, I'm a big fan. And then like 2 weeks later, she was like,
the accusations against the Tate brothers. Are stomach churning.
Oh, the accusations against the Tate brothers are stomach churning. Well, I'm a big fan. Oh, stomach churning. Remember this, dude? Oh my God. So they all are slaves to whoever gives them a little cha-ching, right? Whoever throws them a little cha-ching, they will platform. Okay? They don't care. They don't fucking care, man. They're there to just create controversy, get some clicks, get some money, okay? But now let's see Tucker, though. Okay, let's go into our bookmarks here. Because now we have Tucker coming in with his little side, his little piece of the pie.
I just got here, and I feel like I missed the first part of the program. I hope I didn't miss anything meaningful. But I just want to say, I don't think I did. No, I'm just kidding. I watched it.
Dude.
I laughed.
Oh!
I laughed. That kind of bitter, sardonic laugh that emerges from you when, like, Upside Down World arrives. When your dog starts doing your taxes and you're like, wait, it's not supposed to work this way.
Dude.
To hear calls for, like, deplatforming and denouncing people at a Charlie Kirk event, I'm like, what? This is hilarious.
Dude, when your dog starts doing your taxes, that's funny. Dude, I mean, none of it is funny. None of it is like charming at all, but like the fact though that they're going at each other, I mean, because Tucker and Ben both have like no charisma, right? You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's really like, oh my God, that was a good one, because they're not artists, they're not comedians in any way. And dude, Tucker has the worst fucking laugh. But the fact that he is equating Ben Shapiro to a dog doing your fucking taxes is like, he is like just the ultimate clowning of him. You know what I mean? Like you can't even take him remotely serious, which for these guys, you know, Ben, that is something that even though it's nobody's going to be like, oh yeah, good roast. But dude, Ben hearing that is not liking that. You know, that's like a nerd burn is what it is. You know what it is? It's like two nerds that have no charisma burning each other in ways that are personally like igniting pain in the other person. Like Ben specifically attacked Tucker for like platforming someone and suggested he get deplatformed after Tucker got fired from Fox and got deplatformed. Ben went right to the fucking thing. And so now Tucker's like Ben's a dog, right? Which if you go watch Hassan talk about Netanyahu and see how many times he says the word dog, right? So Tucker fucking talking about a dog is like hitting Ben with the ultimate like insult on Ben's fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? So they are They are like digging each other like right on the fucking PowerPoints, dude. Dude, it's so good. Oh, I love to see it. We love to see it.
Yeah, this is hilarious. Actually, one of the clips I was listening to myself, thinking as I often do when I hear myself speak, which is never, because I never watch myself, but at these events, I always play like the role of you. And I'm like, that guy is pompous. Woo! Sorry about that. We don't see ourselves clearly. But the prediction that, at some point when Republicans took power again, which I did everything I could, to help, and really felt that was important. I still think, I was right. But I really thought that the impulse to deplatform people, or even to use the word platform as a verb, which it's not, it's a noun, don't steal my nouns.
So they're so mad.
And denounce. Why haven't you denounced somebody else? The whole Red Guard Cultural Revolution thing that we so hated and feared on the left that we did everything we could to usher in a new time where you could have an actual debate. I mean, this kind of was the whole point of Charlie Kirk's public life. And I think that he died for it. I really believe that. And I know a lot about it because the last several months of Charlie's life were devoted in part to arguing about this event, in fact, this speech, in fact, my speech here, which he asked me to do earlier this year, this summer, and was immediately put under just immense pressure from people who give money to Turning Point, I would assume good people, but who wanted him to take me off the roster. And this has all become public, and the whole thing is so sad that I never talk about it, except to say Charlie stood firm in his often stated and deeply held belief that people should be able to debate, and that if you have something valid to say, if you're telling the truth, you ought to be able to explain it calmly.
If you're telling the truth, please.
And in detail to people who don't agree with you, and that you shouldn't immediately resort to shut up racist. You shouldn't immediately go to motive. By the way, shut up racist is the #1 reason I voted for Donald Trump. And
dude, what an idiot. Bro, these guys are idiots. And can I just say though, that dude, this shit is not going to resolve well. Okay? This shit is not going to resolve well, man. And you know why? I think I know why. Because the thing is J.D. Vance, I know he has Erica Kirk polishing his knob. Oh, we're fully behind J.D. Vance. But the rest of the Republican caucus, they don't like J.D. Vance, guys. They don't. I'm telling you, none of these people like J.D. Vance. He has no charisma. He fucking called Trump America's Hitler, and now he's just polishing the knob because he thinks it's going to get him the presidency. He has no allegiance. He's fucking awkward. He hasn't earned it, right? He exactly. He jumped the line. Well put. Okay, he was totally anti-Trump, and he's a bandwagoner, is what he is. He's a fair weather fan who's trying to jump to the front of the line. And I think many of these guys, they want to kneecap him, dude. They want to fucking kneecap him. Because they know he doesn't deserve it. They know he doesn't even mean it. He doesn't even mean it. Dude, his whole life is fake. Okay, Meemaw and Appalachia, the kid was raised in a posh suburb of fucking Cincinnati. He went to Ohio State. He fucking joined the military because he wanted to go into politics. He went to Yale Law School, and then he immediately went and worked VC in Silicon Valley. The guy never had a day job in his life, okay? It changed his name 3 times his whole life. Meemaw and the Hillbilly Elegy, trying to be a screenwriter and shit, right? Writing books. His whole life is a fabricated technocrat, almost like a Nepo baby who's not even a Nepo baby. Dude, his whole life is just sucking up to the money to jump to the front of the line, dude. Dude, yeah, he is from a suburb of Cincinnati. He is not any more Appalachian than I am, for Christ's sake, Meemaw. What is he talking about?
Because I'm just sick of it. I mean, first of all, if I was a racist, if I was a bigot, I would just say so. Okay, it's America. You're allowed to be whatever kind of person you want. I'm not.
Yeah, if I was a racist or bigot, I'd just say so. No, you wouldn't. Shut up,
I'm sincerely opposed, have always been, and will always be. But the style of debate where you prevent the other side from talking or being heard because you immediately go to motive, well, I wonder why you're asking that question. I wonder why. Why are you asking that question? I detect in the question a certain evil in your soul. And everyone listening should know that listening to you implicates them. And that they someday may be asked to denounce you. And that friendship is not a reason to defend someone.
Oh!
Love is no defense. I kind of thought we'd reached the end of that. And as far as I'm concerned, we have. And I'm not going to play by those rules.
Dude!
I'm not going to engage in that. If someone doesn't like what I think, fine with me, as long as I get to express it. That's my view.
Dude, he just kicked Ben Shapiro in the nuts. But then, guys, now we have this clown, okay? This is Graham Allen. This guy's a fucking idiot, okay? He's like basically a nobody, but he's one of the minor speakers. But he's out here now saying all of these guys need Jesus, right? Now you have these guys who are like Jesus freaks. Oh, you just need a little more Jesus and that'll fix all of our problems. Yeah, no, who is exactly it? This guy's a nobody. This is one of the guys that we sparred with him online recently about some stupid shit he said.
I know that on this very stage, actually the flag was over there when I did it the first time.
Oh, yeah.
That
Exciting.
I would be laying out the very person that Charlie Kirk would turn out to be. And I think that that's where we all need to find tonight. We know where Charlie is.
Yeah,
we know
burning
that he
in
is
hell
with his Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. But now the question is, it's a really cool catchphrase to say, we're all Charlie now.
Oh.
I don't know if Charlie would love everything that's going on at this current moment. But I do know this. I do know that this was one of Charlie's favorite nights because the most important thing is for us above everything, above who's your favorite podcaster, above who's your favorite person to listen to, above whoever your favorite politician is. Here's the truth. Ben Shapiro needs Jesus. Tucker Carlson needs Jesus. I need Jesus. Everyone needs Jesus. We all need Jesus.
Dude, see, remember what I was talking about zealotry? Like, bro, dude, I think you guys need less Jesus, okay? You need more education and less fucking Jesus, because Jesus is rotting their fucking brains, bro.
There you go. For Jesus.
For Jesus, yeah, for the fucking, if Jesus is a cash register, maybe. All right, and now you ready? All right, the final dig is Tucker after all of this. Okay, Tucker goes home, and what does he say? He says,
and it does kind of point to the core problem, not with Ben Shapiro, who will not be a factor in America in 5 years. I can promise you that. And it does kind of...
He sums it up. In 5 years, Ben will not be a factor in America, right? Which is like, I think that's a mission here, guys. That's just it. Like, this comes down, you know what this comes down to? This comes down to Donald Trump, okay? Because Donald Trump took over the party, wrapped it up in him, and he picked who they told him to pick as his successor, J.D. Vance, who he doesn't even really like. But whatever, he got told that, and he did it, and they gave him money, and it got him elected. But like, everybody in the Republican Party, there's no air. There's no power structure left. They've all been scrambling and fighting each other. They hate J.D. Vance. They hate fucking Trump, right? But they've had to put up with him because he had all the power. And there is nobody to fill that void, that vacuum. So it is like a monarchy where the king just got deposed, but there's no son. And so everybody is fighting for the crown now. And now they are going to wreck each other because the Democrats aren't even their enemy anymore. The enemy is who's going to get that crown next. Okay? That's the only thing. There's a huge power vacuum, and one of them is going to get that brass ring, right? Or I don't think any of them are going to get it. I think they're going to blow the whole thing up trying to grasp for it, okay? Because none of them really have that, like Trump just had that once-in-a-generation thing, man. Mark Burnett made him a star. He came at the right time. His racism kicked up during Obama. But, like, dude, I saw AmFest where every one of the speakers said something about transing your kids. Like, the trans shit, it didn't work in Virginia with Spanberger and Winsome Searle, you know, so, like, their one-trick pony is kind of fading. I think they're going to implode. I think the big implode is coming because you have bigwigs too, like Elon and Peter Thiel and Zuckerberg. They're bigwigs vying for a piece of that money pie, boss. Ellison is buying up all the media. There's a lot of people with a lot of power that are now going to go to war with each other to see who gets Trump's spot. And we got to go in there and fucking take a wrecking ball to that shit, dude. Dude, right to their fucking cojones, man. Dude, they would absolutely deport Jesus. Dude, they would tear gas him and cuff him and slam his face down on the concrete and spit in his face. They would, dude. Laura Loomer and Randy Fine would be trying to deport his ass, bro. You know, they would, dude. Dude, Fuentes is the most dangerous. I mean, the thing that bothers me about Fuentes is because Fuentes is tied into like 𝗙cie and Andrew Tate and even Benny Johnson, who like, you know, doesn't disavow that shit because he uses the misogyny and the homophobia. The thing that bothers me about those guys is they're tied into the youth culture. Okay. And those are the gamers, like young boys in gamer headsets are easy targets for people like Nick Fuentes and Andrew Tate. They stir resentment and animosity towards women in the LGBTQ at a very young, impressionable age when young boys are lost and scared and they're vying to be liked. They're vying to be included in a group, and they'll stay quiet about their beliefs to be accepted by the group. They're really malleable in that middle school age. I mean, you saw them when 𝗙cie was out there and these guys were saying all this nasty shit about women. And 𝗙cie was like, what the fuck? They're like middle schoolers. And they're trying to impress him by saying nasty shit about women. And he's like, holy fucking shit. Like, they don't even realize. I mean, I think they do realize. They act like they don't realize. But they're young. Those young boys are lost and scared, and they're emulators. And they'll do anything to be a part of a group, man. And that's a little unnerving, boss. It is. That's a little unnerving because those are the people that you know, are going to be the fucking, you know, like the loose screw terrorizers of the next generation. You know what I'm saying? The people doing like school shootings or church killings or wanting to start an ICE 2.0. You know, dude, JD and Peter Thiel rub their wieners together. Dude. And guys, I'm telling you, it's going to get worse because young women are not buying into this. Young women are going to college and becoming fucking CEOs and shit. And so the young men are going to be awful mad. Dude, isn't that funny? Dude, JD Vance and Peter Thiel rubbing their wieners together. I can actually picture that. Dude, yes, 𝗙cie is terrible, dude. Him and Aiden Ross, they're all fucking disgusting, bro. And that's part of the reason why I'm going to go stream a little Fortnite again. I got to get back in there a little bit. I got to try and like bring a sane mind to that. All right. So dude, guys, I've got a bunch of videos to make. All right. So I'm calling it. I'm going to go dance party. We're going to have a short one because I have a bunch of videos to make. I fucking have a massage tomorrow and we are getting close to the holiday. I'm letting you know, guys, we're not traveling for this holiday. Okay, we're not traveling. Normally we go to Jenny's family, but we're just hanging out, doing nothing. So I'm streaming straight through, dude. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. We're going to be here the whole time, still 11 o'clock all the way through New Year's. And then after New Year's, come January 1, I'm going to be on at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Okay, 8 to 11. We're going to do a regular 3-hour slot. You're going to see my time change shifting. Dude, yeah, thank you guys. Seriously, for the support, for the like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, think about this, guys. Like, I was talking about this a little bit yesterday, okay? About how this has been such a group progress, like a group fucking project, okay? Like, I quit gaming and I started doing politics and there was no one, guys. There were like 20 regulars that were following along and jump ship. And we did that for months. And then it started growing a little bit. And then it went to 20 and 50 and 80, and then it like went to 100, and then the YouTube videos started hitting. And then Natalie showed up and started feeding us like TYT content, okay? And then the TYT content, I met Brian Tyler Cohen, and he advised me, okay? And then, you know, more of that TYT content, Tabitha started promoting me, and then the videos started growing. And then Brian Tyler Cohen gave me more great advice and my channel started blowing up. And then Dan Clancy from Twitch, I got in a fight with him about no ad revenue and they banned me. So I started streaming on YouTube. Thank you, Dan Clancy, you fucking piece of shit. And then we blew up again once I started streaming on Twitch. Okay. And then like like all the memberships and people showing up every day, we go from like 200 to 500 to now 700, 800 viewers. And then, you know, Kyle Kowinski gives a shout out. And then Midas Touch gives a shout out. But like, dude, all of that is like every step of the way. It's like you guys being a piece of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Every step of the way. And no, I'm not part of Chorus. I applied for Chorus, but I got rejected, right? Dude, I don't have an issue with Chorus. Like, I think incubators like that are great. I think, you know, like training people to be better content creators are great. But I'm like, I did apply for it. And I thought maybe because I knew Brian, I would have an in, but I got rejected. I'm a little too aggressive, I think, for those types of things. Dude, I'm a little too aggressive, but I don't mind those things. Dude, I think we need more of that. Like, there's nothing wrong with interfacing and helping people grow. And there's nothing wrong with having some creators interface with the Democratic Party. You know what I mean? Not everybody on the left should interface. We should also have the Hassans and the Mike from PAs and the Figueredos and the Emmas and the Sams, right? And like the Keith Edwards. I feel like we got a lot of different voices, but I don't mind, right? It is if they control what you say. Yeah, but I'm telling you right now that I guarantee you they don't control what you say. Okay, let me just tell you, and I know Taylor Lorenz is out there, like she's her own thing though. She's her own force where she just has to attack everybody because that makes her like the voice of authority. But let me just tell you, when you join a thing, even if you're on the news network, okay, if you're on CBS, they don't control what you say necessarily, but they do. There's clauses in there that like you have to get CBS's approval before you put shit on the air. You know what I'm saying? And those clauses are always there because that's who your like provider is. Now, it's a different story when you try to put something on the air and somebody comes in and changes it, like Barry Weiss, right? Barry Weiss is a really good example because she's somebody that actually flexed it. Oh, you made this thing, now I'm going to kill the story. And that's the thing, like, the thing about that is I know that Chorus, if you're a part of that, they want to see all your shit before it goes to press. But I also know that Brian Tyler Chorus is not going to kill a story like Barry Weiss did. I just don't believe he would fucking do that. You know what I mean? I mean, he might pick people to be a part of his thing that are going to be people that aren't going to create stories he would want to kill, right? But you know what I'm saying? Like, he may build it in his own image, but I think he's actually a pretty balanced guy as far as, you know, covering, like, he doesn't throw like the people of Israel under the bus. He fucking supports the Palestinian movement. He doesn't make it his identity like Hassan does, but he also fucking gives ample room to like Zoran Mamdani's and the progressives of the world. I think he's pretty fucking balanced. Though he's a YouTube genius, okay? He is, dude. He is a YouTube genius. So is Keith Edwards. There are a couple of these guys that are really good YouTubers, okay? And that's a whole other skill, guys. There's being a commentator, being a speaker, being a debater, but being a good YouTuber, like somebody that can get in there and work the algorithm like Midas does, like Keith Edwards does, like fucking Adam Mockler / Midas and Brian Tyler Cohen. It's a skill. You know what I'm saying? Like and that's what I love about those guys though, because being a good YouTuber is as important as being a good commentator. If you want to blow on you, yeah, dude, they're good at it too, right? Think a train just hit a car. Fuck, bro, dude. But yeah, so I don't know. I like those guys, but no, I'm not a part of Chorus. But I did apply for it. I tried to be a part of Chorus, dude. I got rejected. Oh, dude. Kyle is the model. Yeah, I mean, dude, I like Kyle, right? Kyle is definitely one of my models. You know what I'm saying? But Kyle has a little bit of an advantage though, Matt, right? And it's hard to follow the Kyle model in this climate because Kyle's model worked really well when there weren't a whole bunch of other huge YouTubers dominating the way the algorithm is, right? Kyle blew up at a time when there was a lot more freedom to be against the mainstream algorithm because there wasn't a mainstream algorithm. But now there are these big dog YouTube channels that set the mainstream algorithm, like, the fucking Midas and BTC and Keith Edwards and Jack Cocchiarella and Adam Mockler. And Kyle's a part of that too, but like there are people much bigger than him. So it's a little more challenging now because you can grow and be independent and maybe not take all that corporate money, but you do have to finagle like dealing with these behemoths of algorithmic sort of like monsters, if you will. Like the further an ecosphere advances, the harder it is to be independent, okay? The more the establishment exists, the harder it is for you to exist outside the establishment. But I'm not really, I'm not really going to change who I am. So that's always going to make me have a certain level of independent, right? Just don't go corporate. See, that's just it though. Like, it depends on what you consider going corporate, right? Because like, if I could get a show on fucking NBC, okay, MSNBC, I would love to have a show to bring this to MSNBC, but I would also want to do it in a Jon Stewart-y sort of way, right? That would be pushing the line of MSNBC, right? I mean, dude, I've always wanted to like, who doesn't want to go in and conquer the mainstream and bring independent to the mainstream, right? You want to just not become the corporate, right? Like going corporate and turning into them, I think are two different things, but we'll see, right? But I mean, you can't really dismantle the corporate without getting into the corporate, right? Dude, go Fox. Oh shit. But we'll see. I mean, I don't know, dude. My language sort of prevents me from MS fucking NBC though, right? Dude, yeah, dude, what's up with Brzezinski? Dude, Joe fucking what's his Scarborough? Dude, what the fuck is up with that guy, bro? Dude, that guy needs a boot. That guy needs a boot in the ass, boss. You know what I mean? Independent media is blowing up, but you notice as soon as independent media is blowing up, like already some people look at Midas Touch and think Midas Touch are like the establishment now. Like as soon as independent media blows up, it's just going to create a different establishment that everybody hates and considers sellouts. And it's always going to be the people that have the biggest followings that have the most eyes. That's how it works. If you have the most viewers, everyone thinks you're a sellout. but like they think you're a sellout because they want all those viewers and they don't have them. But I don't believe in the sellout, guys. You know, they used to say that shit in music, right? Oh, if you get on a major label, you become a sellout. Nirvana sold out. It's like, no, man, when you see how hard it is to write a hit album, you realize that like those guys aren't selling out, man. Those guys are fucking getting good. Okay, if you can write a fucking hit #1 platinum song, it's hard to do that, right? Or, you know what I mean? Or if you can find a co-writer that can write you something and you put it in your voice and it blows up, it's fucking hard to do that, man. If you can do that, you should do it. You should blow the fuck up. Get the bag, bro. And then make some crazy shit once you have the bag, right? Like that's what I like about Paul Thomas Anderson, okay? Paul Thomas Anderson is my guide, all right? Let me just tell you, Paul Thomas Anderson, I know he's not a news guy, but he is like my guide because what did he do? Okay, he made some small-time movies, Hard Eight, and a little short film, but then he made Boogie Nights, okay? He made a movie that was about some outrageous shit with some lesser-known actors. He fought for it to be long. It was too long, but he fought for it anyway. They had focus groups and he walked the line like telling everyone, I'm the director. They're trying to fuck my movie. Go tell them to not shorten it. And he did anything he could to get his movie out there. And then the movie did well. And then what did he do after it, guys? He made Magnolia. He made a 3.5 hour sprawling, like the best movie I think I've ever seen in my life. Okay, but it was personal. It was crazy. It was outrageous. And everybody was like, what the fuck is this movie? But it was like, he made his opus right after he had got that commercial success. And then he just did whatever the fuck he wanted after that. And that's kind of like who I look at and think, yeah, I like that kind of career, man, where you fucking, you know what I mean? You score one in your way and then you fucking, you know, you make your opus. Right? You dedicate yourself to that like life's work kind of thing, and then you explore. And he did all kinds of crazy shit. The Master, There Will Be Blood. Like he's just explored, you know, the fucking, you know what I mean? He's brilliant. Dude, I love it. There you go. That's my thing. Okay? I'm a PTA fan, boss. All right? Magnolia, baby. All right. It's time though. Dude, it's time for some dance. Yeah, dude, There Will Be Blood was amazing. It was. It's good shit. Let's go. Dude, let's go, Suncats. Glad you're here, boss. Let's go, dude. Shout out you and Bradshaw. Yeah, no, you guys have been here from the beginning. Dude, Magnolia was so good. Dude, me and Jenny, right? Me and Jenny, we've been together now. We're coming up on our 13th year together. Okay, me and Jenny, it'll be 13 years in the spring. The first thing we did, the first date thing we did, wasn't really a date. It wasn't like a go out date, but like one of the first things we did as a couple was watch Magnolia. Right? That was one of our early, like, you know, when I got to know her, I was like, this is my favorite movie, like, of all time. I want you to watch it with me. And she was, like, powerfully moved by it. Right? Dude, let's go. A fucking brilliant movie, dude. Brilliant. All right. You ready? Dude, I just related to that movie so much. That smart kid. Like, that's the way I grew up, man. I grew up this, like, smart kid, like, you know, half my day in one school, go to the high school for the other half a day. They were, like, changing the whole world for me because I was the smart one, more education, more exposure. Like, the whole world bent to my intellect and kept, like, you gotta do this great shit. There was so much pressure, though. And eventually I went to UCLA and I quit it all. And I started playing rock and roll. I was like, fuck this, bro. It was just too much, man. You put these pressures on kids to like excel scholastically or whatever. Like you're supposed to be, you know, you're supposed to cure cancer or some shit. It's like, fuck, bro. You know, I'm like 12. You made me take the SAT. I didn't ask to like win awards and shit. You know what I mean? Like, you asked me to take a test. I did well on it. Now you want to fucking shape my whole life. You know what I mean? I mean, dude, I just related to that character so much, that quiz show guy, but you know, the little kid. But then at the end, you realize he's just a fucking kid, man. Everybody's got all their hopes, right? His dad's like a kind of a loser, but his hope is just the kid. You gotta be better than me. You gotta like do all this great shit. And the kids are just like, fuck, bro. Like, I just like want to not have to be your, I want to not have to succeed because you're a fucking failure, you know? You know what I mean? Like, bro. Dude, what a movie. Oh. All right, stretch. All right, here we go, baby. Woo! You guys ready? You guys ready to dance? Let's go. Ready? All right, let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Dude, if you guys haven't watched it, if you haven't seen we got a video, the house tour, Epstein house, we're checking out. Right now, we're gonna dance. I'm gonna go make some videos. Tomorrow, I'm getting a massage. I'll be back tomorrow night. Let's go. It's time for a little bit of deja vu. Dude, that was so fun, bro. Dick Clark would be proud. Dude, I used to watch Dick Clark all the time, man. Merry Christmas to you too, John. Dude, I grew up watching American Bandstand and Soul Train. That shit was so good. Live music in the 70s, people dancing in go-go cages and shit. I always loved to dance. Dude, I couldn't have a musical instrument, so I used to take all my clothes off as a kid and grab a tennis racket, pretend it was a guitar, and dance naked in front of the mirror to like Journey and ELO and Kiss. And like, I don't know why I love doing it naked. I just like being naked when I was a kid. My love, is it ever good enough? My love, is it ever good enough? My love, is it ever good enough? My love, it's my love. My love, is it ever good enough? It's my love, is it ever good enough? Yeah! Is it ever good enough? My love, is it ever good enough? My love, is it ever good enough? My love, is it ever good enough? Oh. Thank you guys! I will see you tomorrow! Just remember, take care of your head, keep the faith. I love you. Good night.
It's over. Do you need anything like I need you? perfection. You know I'm through with you. Your hoops are my obsessions, always jumping through. I'm so tangled, I'm so worthy. I'm just lost in my reflection. Pay attention. You never will. Victim, but when I'm lowest, time to get to know myself. I'm still tangled, I'm not worried, 'cause I am caught up in this perfection. Pay attention, yeah, you never will. 'Cause you depend, so you always will. If you arrest yourself again, I'll help you clean up the mess. I wonder if you ever did, yeah. I wonder if you ever did like I did. I wonder if you ever did, yeah. I wonder if you ever did like I did.